What's going on, everybody? Cali Death Podcast back once again, episode 59. Here again with the full fucking lineup. Got all my resident homies with me again. Casey, Joel, and Joseph. What up, homies? Thanks for being here with me.
Hi, Anthony.
Hi, brother.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Joseph.
What's
Also-
up, everybody?
What
How
up,
you doing,
Joel?
Joseph? How you doing, Joseph?
I'm good.
But how are you guys doing, though?
Good.
Eh.
man.
All right. Anyways,
Fine, thank you.
thank you to all you guys that have clicked on this video and came to hang out with us. I hope you got a beverage in hand, some type of substance that'll make you giggle a little bit while we're doing this. That'd be awesome. And thank you to all the new subscribers, all the people that are telling your friends. You know, I say it every single week. It sounds monotonous, but we really thank you guys, and you know, helping everybody who's helping this grow. We really appreciate you guys, and we love coming back every week. And do we got anything plugged? Any shows? Oh, you guys just got through some shows, so you don't have anything to plug.
We got a hellish lot of shit to recap, though.
Hell yeah, dude!
I'll
Let's do
recap.
it. Yeah, nice, dude. So we got another slab of Cali underground death and weirdness with us this week. Logistic Slaughter, Spencer and Mike, dude. What's going on, guys?
Yo,
What's up?
Thanks for
Hell
having
yeah.
me, guys.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm glad that we finally were able to get you guys on. I know there's been a few false starts probably in the past, but now we're finally here, dude.
Yeah, a long time in the making. You guys have been, very good at staying on with us as we were.
Yeah, and I will say it's not on your behalf. The false starts were actually on ours, full disclosure.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
dude, thank you so much for being with us today. And I've checked out your music. I've watched recent live footage, and you guys are a unique, interesting band. And you're from California, Livermore specifically, so you're pretty fucking close, you know. And I'd love to hear all that shit, dude. All the what it's like to come up in Livermore as a metal musician, you know. And are you guys both original members of the band?
Just me. Spencer actually joined. Was it like maybe 2-3 years ago at this point, Spence?
I think two. Yeah, it was like right at the start of COVID, right before the IB tour. I
Okay.
joined officially.
I can tell it was a good choice because I mean, look at his mic selection. Jesus, he's got, like one of the best sounding mics of the
I know,
podcast.
dude. We were talking about that before we started recording. Like, damn, dude, this guy sounds better than us right now. Well, fuck yeah, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us and coming on to the show, dude.
I'd like to make a plug real fast before
Go
we get
for it,
into
dude.
all their awesome
Yeah.
stuff and all the awesome shows and tours or stuff they're doing recently. We for Odious Mortem, we announced 2 guitarists joining our band this week, and
Ooh.
Alex Basie from Ominous Ruin, and also Carrie Gear, our old homie from back in the day and from Son of Aurelius. So
Yeah.
we have been writing stuff. Carrie and I have been writing the new album for over a year now. But Alex joined up recently, and he's a killer player and just is contributing
All
in an
around.
amazing way. And we're super
Yeah.
excited. So we got the new album all finished. We're going to record it in the next few months. And we just want to congratulate them for fucking joining. And
yeah, dude.
an
I
old
think we
friend.
touched on it just a little bit last time Kerry was on, or the time before. We had mentioned that he had been
Yeah.
involved with, Odious as a project. Having him on the last album, doing his guest. We had already been behind the scenes talking about, once that happened, we'd bring him on if he was, willing to come on. And so Kerry's technically been in the band for a long time. We just never officially announced it. And then bringing Alex into the mix and everything getting all boiled up and exciting, it's like now it's fun to make the announcement.
Well, it really came from actually I remember the podcast. I remember we did a Ominous Ruin podcast, and then me and Alex did we were just texting each other every night, just all every time we got drunk, we'd call each other and just be silly, and it was fun. I was like, this guy's fucking awesome, and he shreds and stuff like that, and I was like, this would be a dude in the band, someone that would obviously he shreds, he could do it easily, I'm not worried about any of that, but dude is on the same level with us, and basically just clicked right away. So I was like, I remember just being like, dude, fucking, I feel like you should do it, dude. Like, you should probably try
Yeah,
like to give it a shot.
yeah.
And like, I remember,
You're
and
the-
that Joseph was the one that even showed me. I had no idea about even Omnius. I've heard the name, I think, but before the podcast, I remember, we listened to a lot of the music before the podcast, and I heard their new album had not come out yet, but like we got some advanced stuff to listen to, and I was like, holy fuck, this guy he's all, I recorded all of it and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, gee, what the fuck?
I was actually going through a stack of old fucking CDRs, dude, and I came across an Ominous Ruin demo from like 2011, dude.
Oh, nice.
I have
Sick.
it, dude.
Nice.
And I haven't listened to it since I found it because I was just doing a bunch of shit at the time. But I put it aside because I'm like, yo, I'm in the band with this guy now. Like, let's check out the demo shit. He handed it to me in the past. Obviously, it's in my possession. So at some point, I got that demo and I kept it. And I listened to it in the past. I'm sure I listen to everything that people give me. But it was something that I kept, but it was something that obviously I haven't listened to in a long time. So I'm actually, now that we're involved with Alex and all that shit, I'm actually excited to check that out because I love to find out, like, I love to hear like what artists and musicians were doing in the beginnings of their recording career.
Yeah.
It's like, even if it's, you talk to any musician, you talk to Alex, you'd probably be like, oh, dude, don't listen to that demo. And it's just like, dude, no, I'm going to fucking listen to that demo, dude, because I know my demo sucks. So if yours sucks too, then I just know that it's like, that's where we all started because it's all sick now. Ominous Ruins fucking album is like, it really like hits that vibe of that old Cali death sound, dude. Totally for me. Like it sounds like somebody who grew up on our scene and incorporated it into their art as well. So fuck yeah, Alex. Carrie, shredding always, dude. So I'm super happy to be fucking working with these guys.
Fuck yeah.
And
just
anybody, I was gonna just say one more thing. Anybody who is asking about Dan and everything, like there's no bad blood. Dan is always gonna be a brother of ours. He is always.
I consider him always in the band too. Like no matter if he wants to throw something in, he's always.
That's
like,
what I was gonna say,
like,
dude.
Yeah.
If he wants to contribute creatively, dude, we're never ever gonna say no to Dan Eggers.
Just to sum it up, Dan lives in Oregon now, and he's not really playing guitar as much anymore. And we offered a million times to have him contribute. He just isn't really into it. He's got a kid now, and he's raising a family. So yeah, and then dude, just these guys are just writing awesome stuff, and we just want to keep going. So it's going to be the same lineup as Cryptic or the last album, same thing, but we're going to have Carrie and Alex on guitar as opposed to me and Dan on guitar.
I just want to give my own shout out to Alex, who helped organize the tour that we just did with Last of Lucy and Ominous Ruin, the last 3 shows last weekend.
Nice. Yeah.
And Alex was super cool, and he organized with us and was just super rad guy on the road. And it was super cool to see Ominous Ruin live 3 nights in a row, and they absolutely kill it. And he's definitely fucking live. He has the live chops. So if Odious ever does anything live, I mean, it'll be sick. Is all I'm gonna say.
I would love to do it, dude.
So shout out to that guy, and I'm proud that I brought him on and got you guys in touch with him.
Yeah, you are kind of the catalyst of it, so I appreciate you, brother.
Fuck yeah.
Boom.
I couldn't imagine anything
through.
sicker from that episode. It seems like a lot has come out of that one. So
Yep. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. And with Retromorphous, it's like, dude, I mean, we already touched on the last episode. It's like so many cool things are coming out of this. I'm so happy with everything and how it's been going up until this point, So rock on to us, rock on to you guys who are here with us to hang out with Logistic Slaughter and how we've been doing it, since Mike said he's been around since the beginning. Spence, you've only been around for a couple of years. We always like to start at the beginning of things. So Mike, if you could please just take us back to your childhood, bro. Take us back to when music is like, it took that next step for you. I always say it's like when it stopped becoming background music and you're actually like, your ears perk up and you're like, what is this? And music becomes something more interesting.
Yeah, totally. I think I've always had an interest in music from I don't know, just growing up jamming out on Queen and stuff with my parents in the car or whatever. And I know that's a common thread for Jeremy too, our vocalist, who obviously isn't here. But I I think I've always had like an interest in it. Both my brothers played a little bit. My brother Alex, he's a drummer. He played in like pop punk bands and stuff growing up. So I remember being like 7 or 8, going to like local punk shows at like skate shops and stuff, and always having like an interest in live music and kind of more of a small local scene.
This is Livermore area.
Yeah, this would have happened totally in Livermore. We had a pizza shop called Magoo's Pizza that used to put on shows, and then a skate shop called Unity. Yeah. And my brother actually booked a lot of those shows too. He kind of helped me out too in my earlier like teenage years, booking some of my first shows and stuff in the area. But that's kind of how I got the bug. And then I like heard AC/DC off of Tony Hawk Pro Skater like 4 or whatever, which I think is a pretty common thread for kids my age. It's the Tony Hawk soundtrack connection, you know?
Totally.
Yeah, and then it just like from there I got into classic rock like AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. Then it got into like early metal like Iron Maiden. And
so you said real quick, your older bro was booking shows and shit. So was he deeply into music as well?
Yeah, he was super into like punk, kind of the pop punk wave, like skate punk of the 90s, you know.
What's the age gap between you and him?
He's about 5 years older than me. He's born in 88. I was born in 93.
Okay.
So yeah, I think he hit that perfect age for like the 90s sort of like Epitaph Records, Fat Records kind of scene, you know, with like No Effects, and also I guess the bigger bands being like Blink-182 and stuff. And Alkaline Trio. I know that was a big one for him. And you know, being a drummer, obviously like everyone in the late 90s was like obsessed with Travis Barker, you know. He was a drummer guy. So I know like that was a big dude for him. But yeah, he got really into to playing shows, playing with his band and stuff, and that was kind of my first exposure to live music. And there's a bunch of like Fender Squires like laying around the house, you know, between him and my brother, and I picked one up when I was about maybe 7 or 8 and got like really hooked into it. Yeah, just listen to classic rock and into like early metal. Then I got into thrash when I was in middle school, and that's when I became like obsessive. That's when I like got into underground bands, you know, started listening to like, you know, beyond just like Metallica, like more into bands like Higher X Violence, kind of the more, I guess, underground, less commercially successful.
Were you discovering it on your own, or was it being fed through the brother?
So that was mostly on my own, but I think initially my brothers definitely like helped me out. I think just like growing up listening to like that pop punk stuff, listening to like Green Day and stuff, and he went down his own rabbit hole, you know, into kind of more like, you know, 80s hardcore stuff, like Descendants and like Bad Brains and stuff. So I think I saw how he did it. A lot of it was like, you know, just like scrounging on the internet. It was like far enough into the internet being a thing to where you could like start to go down like Wikipedia rabbit holes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I could just like look up all these bands. And I remember there being a bunch of documentaries at the time that I watched kind of on metal. Like there was a thrash documentary that came out, I think, towards the end of my like middle school, early high school, called Get Thrashed, that helped
I remember that one.
Yeah, that exposed me to a bunch of like underground bands. And I think also just you know, finding the Metallica and Megadeth connections, you know, on the internet, which band members used to be in both those bands, or Slayer, Anthrax, and then, you know, kind of going down the rabbit hole there, or just, you know, seeing people on like YouTube comments being like, oh, fucking Violence is way sicker than Metallica. I'm like, Violence, you know, like stuff like that. And then, yeah, come high school, my buddy, I met my buddy Kenny, who was the drummer for our band. We're the only 2 original members. And I was still like very much a thrash kid, and they were into like death metal. And I kind of, in order to hang with them, they were like the only metalheads. I kind of had to get on their level, you know? So I started listening to like Death and Deicide and Morbid Angel, which is, you know, it was took a little bit of getting used to down tuning guitars. But yeah, that's kind of how it started. Like Logistic is very much like still my 15, 16-year-old high school band that I just didn't have the common sense to stop doing.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, go for it, Joseph. Sorry.
I don't know if this is skipping too far ahead, but I remember when I first heard of Logistic Slaughter when I was, I don't know, it was over 10 years ago. I remember being kind of scared. I was like, this is definitely like too gnarly for me. It was like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I was just like, holy shit, these guys are fucking, it's like too evil, like too scary. And I didn't really like get into it for a while because of that. And then I remember playing with you guys at Extermination Fest 2018, the first time I was playing drums for To Violently Vomit.
Yeah.
This came down. And then so it's Jeremy, the vocalist, that's his name, right?
Yes.
And he had the like the animal vocal thing at the very end of the set, and that's just like what hooked me. And I'm just like, holy shit, I finally get it. Like, I know actually in between then I had heard Corrosive Ethics, and so I had like been looking forward to seeing you guys at that show and everything. But so then I've been just like really stoked to I don't know, play some shows with you guys or whatever. And then we finally made that happen this weekend when Last of Lucy played on Sunday at the X Bar, and you guys were ahead of us. So that's just kind of a sort of way of explaining how we kind of got you guys in this week and how we're kind of finally making it work. But it's been a long ways coming, and I've always like, I've been a fan of ever since that show. I've been like, dude, they're doing some crazy stuff. So I definitely want to get more into like kind of EP by demo by release, kind of how everything went from there.
Totally. Yeah, and thank you for that, man. That means a lot. Whenever we end, like a lot of the time we try to end our set on that the song Cathartic Killing or whatever. Because
that's the one. I listened to that on the way home today I'm like, isn't this the one that has that thing? And I'm like, yes, there it is.
Is that the one that, okay, so you guys had the recent footage in Oakland. It was like a 23-minute set or something you guys did.
Yeah, I think we closed the set with that song.
Okay, because I remember it was like an older song you guys closed with, and I was like, oh shit, this shit's fucking actually heavy as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely see like the face, like people's faces, like when Jeremy busts out that crazy vocal. It was like you could see like a lot of like I don't know, it's definitely like divides the room. Either people are fucking not into it, or they're like, "What the fuck is that?"
I'm actually the of the camp of I accept it.
Yeah,
you know, when somebody does unique, weird shit, like there's times where your vocalists remind me of fucking what's his name from Cattle, dude. He was fucking
Travis, right?
Travis, yeah.
Sorry, dude. Travis, yeah. And how he has his unique, you know, styles that he does too. And I was just like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Cattle was an influence of your vocalist as well.
He totally, yeah, he's super influenced by Travis. That's one of his biggest influences. And I mean, I don't want to necessarily speak for him, but I know there's if you guys are familiar with like Glossectomy at all, like Japanese slam band, they were kind of yeah, I think they were recording an album, and I don't think ended up ever finishing it. And it came out like, I think it leaked a couple years later, and then eventually came out officially as an EP. But I know that's a big influence for his vocals, as well as Vomit the Soul.
He does some really fast shit too, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like,
what's the name of that Japanese band again?
Glossectomy.
Glossectomy. Okay, I'm checking it out.
The one with the super fast blast beat, like the insanely fast
I know what you're talking about. Is that, what is that? Intestinal something? There's like one Japanese grind band that everybody.
No, say it again, Mike, because Mike gets cut off every time.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's Viscera Infest.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
The drummer who's like only rocking short shorts and going fucking nuts.
Yeah. And they do like a dance to it, right? They do some sort of like specific
cockroach
dance. Yeah, the cockroach. Yeah.
The cockroach. Dude, listen to me. I'm like, it's intestinal fucking.
Your old vaginal intravective fucking.
Yeah. But yeah, I like they do that like interesting cockroach mosh or whatever, which I remember seeing videos of a Glossectomy doing that back in like 06.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this will actually wrap around to the beginning of the band too. But I remember seeing like we saw videos of Japanese like fans doing that to Japanese like death metal bands. So we started doing that at like our small local shows too, where you just like basically lay flat on your back and like wiggle.
So I was just about to say, like, you're gonna have to tell me what this is, because I'm sure there's plenty of people that want to know what
Joseph's
this
on. I can see
cockroach.
him.
Yeah, I wish
So
that. I don't know.
everybody jumps on their back and starts wiggling around like they're a cockroach on their back.
Exactly. So you like wiggle around your arms and your legs. I
Yeah,
think
you go in the pit, you go like that. You start. Everyone does it on their back.
it's like I don't know. One of
Hey,
your
dude, it's innovative. I mean, you're bringing something
Oh,
new to
yeah.
the table. Like,
I mean, dude,
when I
it's
first
no
saw it, I
different-
immediately started laughing, and I'm like, "This is awesome," because I'm like, you got me already in the humors. Like, you already hit me like in the funnies. Like, I'm already like I'm already like wanting to ask more questions. Like,
Just
I think
imagine
it's-
like a huge section of a crowd just dropping to the floor and while you're watching, like you didn't even know about the cockroach pit, and then you show up and do a show. And
it's kind of like it's a very aggressive version of like the first time I went when I forget once had friends from Devourment or something bring me down to go watch them in like Fresno, and I was like, this is like 2000 fucking like 7 or 8 or something, and they're like, come down to the show. It's Guttural Secrete and all these cool bands, and I'm like, cool. So they bring me down, and then it was during the slam part where the chunky part, and everyone started doing this.
yeah.
And I was like, and everyone started doing it. I was the only person going like, what am I supposed to like? Am I supposed to do something right now? Like, there's a thing I have to do. Like, what's going on? And I was like, it was just something different to walk into. But that's
Josh used to do this all the time. Oh shit!
Yeah, if Josh was like famous, that would probably be a thing. It's like the Frank's got this, Josh has got this. Like people. Yeah, exactly. But no, it's something cool. Something different. Cockroach.
Yeah, one of my favorites is I don't know if you guys ever seen I think it's like the pickaxe.
Oh, I have seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that in like kind of South Bay death metal shows. Speaking of like Ominous Ruin.
Totally.
But yeah, I love just seeing like different microcosms of like, metal dance or whatever, moshing or whatever you want to call it.
So, yeah, definitely. Yeah. A lot of it comes from those like European festivals too. I'll watch like videos of those European festivals, and they'll be like something funny going on. I don't know, in the pit, like someone's got like start something, and then everyone starts doing it, and then like turns into a thing.
I mean, it's been around forever, dude. I mean, Black Dahlia Murder used to throw fucking beach balls into the crowd and shit, and so people are fucking pitting and tossing beach balls around. And back to Carrie real quick. Shout out to Carrie Gear once again. Son of Aurelius with their fucking foam swords. They would toss foam swords
we got them here
into the crowd, and everybody be having battles and shit,
And then my shout out even farther to fucking Camus Solaris with the ground sloth, dude.
Ground sloth, dude. Hey, we're still waiting for that.
I know. I need to actually hit him up because it would be right here. I'm just letting it.
I've actually been listening to Radical Research podcasts all the time.
Isn't it fucking great, dude?
It's so good.
I
dude.
love it, dude.
Shout out
they're
Hunter
deep
and
in
Jeff.
their shit.
I definitely want to have Hunter back on, and I want Jeff to come with him, dude. I want both of them on because he's definitely a guy who can rap for a long time about metal, dude.
I want to hear him talk about death metal. But yeah, we're in the weeds. Let's get it back to Logistic.
Yeah.
So get us from like high school band to like first EP. Kind of what about that era, maybe?
Yeah. So yeah, I just like I met Kenny and my buddy Kyle, who's like the original second guitarist of the band, like in sophomore year of high school. And then I think we did our like due diligence and did the whole, practice like 3-4 times a week, take it super seriously together in a garage, along with our buddy Kyle Kirby, who was playing bass with us. And it was just us three for a while. We just like hashed it out, did, several hour practices like 3 or 4 times a week. And we really honed in on just like writing songs first. And then we ended up recording an EP shortly after. And then from there, we kind of use it as leverage to like get our first couple shows. But you could tell like that early EP, I don't know. I don't even necessarily think about it as like the same band just because like our references were very few and far between musically. It was like the death metal bands that were well known at that point, like, Nile and Behemoth, I guess the heavy hitters at the time. And it just sounds like, 16-year-old kids trying their best to like, mimic what they hear in those bands or whatever. But we did that. And then we hooked up with our buddy, Andy Smith, who's a couple years older than us, that Kendrick knew, I think through like Boy Scouts or something. So, kind of not the most metal connection or whatever. But
He knows how to tie a fucking knot though, dude.
That's true, dude.
Slipknot or sorry. Anyways.
Definitely Slipknot was one of the like on the first page.
Ooh.
Slipknot was on the first page of knots, dude.
I'm old. I'm a boomer. I'm down.
But yeah, he ended up joining us on vocals, and he does vocals for Splattered now. Super guttural dude, but he ended up joining our band. We played a bunch of shows, and with kind of that first EP, just like a bunch of songs. I think it's 5 songs, kind of to help us get our foot in the door and build up some traction. But yeah, it's just like really bad mellow death, basically. But yeah, you got to start somewhere. After that, like a year later, we recorded our second EP called Biophage, which at that point, that was when we started hearing like, I think, more like early brutal death metal. Like I think seeing Summer Slaughter, geez, 09 was kind of a big like pivot point for me, because I remember seeing Suffocation and Dying Fetus and Decrepit Birth, and that being like a huge kind of like light bulb moment, especially seeing Suffocation. Like I think after I saw Suffo, I was just like, I want to make music like that, like for now on, and that definitely informed the next EP, Biophage, which was basically like, again, like a 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid who's not that good trying to sound like Suffocation, which if you listen to it now, you probably couldn't even notice that or whatever. But yeah, so that was like a huge pivotal moment. And then around that time, we actually started running our own venue out of my buddy's garage called Dude's Garage once a month.
Nice.
Yeah,
Dude's
which is
Garage.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys going to Dude's Garage this week, dude? Fucking Cephalic Carnage is fucking playing, dude.
Dude, I wish we had Cephalic Carnage. That'd be fucking awesome. We did almost get Weekend Nachos one time. That was kind of cool. You guys familiar with them?
Hell yeah, dude.
And also Flesh Consumed played one show.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you have that like Santa Cruz connection or whatever. But
Yep.
Who's the one
Corey.
dude that we knew? Corey. Yeah.
Corey. Yep.
Yeah. So
Shout out Corey.
The funny thing at that point, I think it was everyone else but Corey. I think there was like a weird falling out.
Yep, there was.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that or whatever. But I think that specific lineup of the band decided to have like one last, show, kind of like goodbye or whatever, and
awesome.
they played that show just like instrumentally or whatever, which was really awesome. But anyway, like that venue, Dude's Garage or whatever, that I kind of put together with my buddy Aaron and a bunch.
What was the cover? What was the cover for shows?
It was literally $3 just to cover the porta potty we had to rent.
Nice, dude.
Like, we were not interested in making money. We were kids, so like running like $80 a month.
Cover the rent for the porta potty. Not even buy beer or anything. Just cover the rent for where we shit and piss, dude, for the night.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I like that. That's good.
Keep them out of the house. Totally. It makes so much sense, dude.
It's like people will show up and, that's all that matters. And,
and
maybe someone will get one pass
all over
or
their
something.
backyard and all that shit.
Exactly, dude. Except some people still like fucking pissed in the woods and shit.
They still take a piss, dude.
They piss all over the place, dude.
But, yeah, that was like an important kind of meeting place for us, though. That was kind of where our scene was centered when we were kids. Yeah, and from there we recorded a demo or whatever a few years later, and that was kind of our like attempt at like brutal death metal or whatever. But I feel like those first 3 releases, the first EP, Biophage, and then I think it was just like self-titled demo or whatever, which came out in 2011. Those are all us just, I don't know, trying to figure out what we wanted to do, essentially. And then from there, we got Jeremy in the band in around 2013, I want to say. And then that's really where it felt like we were matured and started to sound like how we are now. We weren't just some like shitty high school band, I guess. And within those 3 years, we had lineup changes. It was basically that's where Kenny and I, our drummer, kind of became the core members and the more consistent members up until this point. And then Jeremy joined. We had a bassist Kayvon and then a guitar player named Mike Ashton, who has a really, really sick band called Volnerve. If you guys are familiar, definitely check them out.
Volnerve?
Yeah, Volnerve. Super sick. It's almost like dissonant, gore gutsy, but like mixed with like early Decrepit Birth.
Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds up
like,
my alley.
Yeah, it's super sick. You should check it out. But he also played with Vitriol for a period of time. Oddly enough, throwing it back to that show.
Nice.
But yeah, so that lineup was like really essential for our first album, Corrosive Ethics, where I felt like we finally started to mature as musicians. You know, started figuring out our niche, started throwing in the weird vocal variations, and yeah, I think Jeremy is a huge credit to that. Like, just because when we jammed with him, he was supposed to fill in just for a tour.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up just like, we were trying him out to play the tour or whatever. And he came in with like a lot of those crazy fucking vocal ideas. And I remember like, we didn't say anything, but like Kenny and I locked eyes like after the practice. We're like, we need this motherfucker in the band. This guy's fucking insane.
That's a good feeling, dude.
Yeah,
because a lot of times, how many times, I don't know, I know it's weeds, but around the horn real quick, how many times have you tried out a musician and you're like, fuck, how am I going to, at the end of this, tell this dude he's not good enough?
Oh yeah, it's a terrible.
It's a couple. I've had a couple of them in my life, dude, and it's never fucking.
Well, the way to, I mean, what I would like, my instant, what I'm just thinking of right now would be like, yeah, we're trying out a bunch of people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Just say a bunch of people, so it's not just like it's only you, dude, and then one other guy. So if you like fuck up,
it's hard for me to ghost people, though, you know. So like, if dude keeps hitting me up,
yeah, you gotta just be no. I'll just tell him like, oh, we went with the other.
Yeah,
the other guy. There's 500, dude. It's all good. You know, you got close.
Dude, I've been snorting so much lately on this fucking the last 2 episodes. Dude, I snort when I laugh now. I don't know where it's coming from.
Dude, it happens to me too. My fucking fiance always makes fun of me for it. It's like only happened in the past 6 months.
Yeah, maybe. It's literally a new thing for me too, dude. So maybe something's in the water, dude. All right. So weeds.
Yeah. Anyway,
someone get us out of this.
Yeah, I'll just like pick up where
yeah, just go for it, dude.
But at that point, yeah, so that was the lineup that wrote and recorded Corrosive Ethics, our first album. We recorded that in like a couple years before it came out, actually, because we were kind of sitting on it for about like a year and a half. We were kind of having like member issues at that point. We recorded in 2014. It didn't come out.
Was it DIY or did you guys work with somebody?
We worked with Jack Shirley, if you guys know who that is. Works out of Atomic Garden. I think his most well-known credit is working with I'm blanking on their name. Deaf Heaven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
He also did the Ludium album that I did bass on. So
nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And I'm seeing his on the URM. Is it URM? Whatever. It's like a fucking ad. Yeah, it's like Jack Shirley mixes this Deaf Heaven song, and it's got like a picture of him, and I scroll by him on Facebook every day. I should probably watch it.
That Eludie album's awesome, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah,
you and Chantel killed it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you. There's more coming.
Okay.
That's rad that Jack. I didn't know Jack did anything like as brutal as Logistic, though. I thought he was more into other kinds of music.
Yeah, totally. He seems to be more kind of in like, I guess like the hardcore to, I guess kind of that like shoegazy kind of element of stuff.
Somebody explain shoegaze.
Yeah,
to
can
me
we
right
can we get the bottom of shoegaze? Because like we're the boomers here. Like people say like
so you
shoegaze
gaze
all
at
the
your
time.
shoes. Okay,
like I like bands that like mix like black metal and shoegaze, but I don't know what the shoegaze.
It's like an established
it's like you're
genre
looking you're looking at your pedals, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's where the name comes from.
Oh,
like, nervous,
Jesus.
dirty dudes
Did you
looking down.
Did you figure that out on your own, Casey? Did you figure that out? Like, did you just figure that out on your own?
I knew that.
Someone told you, right?
There's
no way you figured that out.
There's
That's
stargazer. There's a stargazer who always looks up. So this is the opposite of a stargazer who always looks down.
Exactly, bro.
Whoa.
See, and that's another. Actually, I didn't think of it that
still doesn't tell me what the fuck kind of music makes you look down.
Dude, okay, so you're using a lot of effects pedals and like, you know, you're like staring at your shoes and shit.
I mean, so was fucking
like,
the
it's
Muse.
like tripped out,
you know? It's like so is Incubus. Like,
yeah, but they're like they have to look up and shit, you know.
So it's like
imagine the
psychedelic,
music
like
so,
noise.
Well, imagine the
style.
music's so mellow that you can just stare at like the pedal the whole time.
You know who's actually, by the way, where Trevor is
That's just my
tonight is
take.
he's watching Mammotus right as we speak play. And
Mammotus?
yeah, he literally
Fuck
was like,
yeah,
"Do you want to
dude.
go to Mammotus?" I'm like, "No, I have a fucking thing." So he took Carrie. But
They're
yeah,
still
they're watching
playing, huh?
Mammotus
That's
right now.
shit.
Where,
Yeah.
dude? Shout out to Mammotus. That
Yeah,
band
yeah,
is
yeah.
That was an
amazing.
old school name.
I love that.
They're
around,
it's one of
dude.
their first shows in like years is tonight. So and I was
Where-
like, I got
where?
a podcast.
Where is
at
it?
The Felt Music Hall, which you actually have to check out. It's the best venue in Santa Cruz.
Cool. Right.
Yeah, it's new.
Is Explosions in the Sky shoegaze?
I think
That's
that
kinda
kind of
shoegaze.
like post
The
rock.
best comparison that I've heard for shoegaze is just it's hardcore, but you get really high and play it at half speed.
Nice,
Okay,
dude.
so it's still kind of chunky. It's still
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
It's
explain
still the meat.
Explain shoegaze from your angle. I was totally kidding about half the shit I was saying, but like,
But it makes sense.
No, most of
kinda
it was
how you were
right.
saying it.
oh really? Cool. Okay. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, that's where it came from. I think fucking
Shot in the dark.
Nirvana or somebody coined the term just because the grunge / shoegaze thing, because they would just fucking have their hair over their face and look at their shoes.
Dude,
Sonic,
did you-
Sonic Youth and stuff, kind of thing.
Even more weeds, real
Yeah.
quick. I've seen early Nirvana footage where Kurt would face the wall. He wouldn't face anybody. He would put his face up against the wall while he performed.
Isn't that because Kurt Cobain invented like shred tapping on the guitar? Didn't want anyone to see
Exactly.
like his
tapping
secret.
so
Right?
much that
Oh, sorry, that was
no.
Van Halen. Sorry.
Same thing.
I think probably more. That's more Roger Waters probably is where. But still though, no, that's definitely fucking hilarious for that dude. That's definitely. Actually, did you see on my story? Just real quick, Kurt Cobain story. 10
I
seconds.
saw that. I saw it.
Yeah, about how Kurt Cobain's he's being interviewed, and they're all, dude, they're charging $50 for Madonna tickets. He's just all, what the $50? Like, are you-
Genuinely, like, what the fuck?
No, he's genuinely like, what? No one does that. What? They're like 50 to 75, dude. And he's just all like, the fuck? Like, no one does that. And like, I was like, well, I spent $1,600 on 2 tickets a couple weeks ago.
It was like 1992
now.
or something.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I mean,
early
there's
90s.
inflation.
Nothing.
There's inflation,
Oh,
but
yeah,
not
dude.
that much.
Can you imagine how much Nirvana tickets would cost today?
Uh,
They used to
yeah,
oh,
dude.
yeah,
Easy.
yeah, they'd be like 600 piece. Yeah.
Yeah. In
All right.
1992,
Yeah.
you-
Sorry, I was
Shoegaze,
gazing at my
dude.
shoes. Yeah.
So
that
Jack
your
Shirley
shoes?
mixes the album or masters, and then it comes out a couple years later, and then everyone's like, "Holy shit, these guys are sick."
Why didn't I just make a flip flop gazing joke right there?
Oh, dude, you had a chance.
because nobody
go
does
back.
that.
That's 311.
Sandal
That's
gazing.
311. 311.
Sandal gazing is 311.
Sandal gazing.
Anthony, Scenesters don't wear sandals, dude. Like, come on.
Sandal gaze, we're doing it.
Sandal gaze. Just
All right.
Anthony up there.
No
like,
more fucking gazing. I'm gonna gaze right at these guys while they tell me about their band right now. That's what I'm gonna
all
do.
right, yeah. Enough gazing. All right.
Yeah, so that was that was our first. I'm sorry, I'm still distracted.
No,
I know, dude.
It
I mean,
happens.
it's hard to not be distracted with what just fucking went down.
But yeah, at that point, we just released the record. Just continued to play basically local shows, kind of, continued to live life, and then went on a couple tours. And then at that point, we're in the process of writing the second record, which came out earlier this year. And we kind of had falling out with some members. We're fine now, but at that point, it was basically just Kendrick, Jeremy, our vocalist, and I working on writing the record. It was kind of a long process because some people moved away and we were down a couple members. So most of the like heavy lifting for the writing was like Kendrick and I kind of getting in a room, and then also me kind of like marinating on musical concepts and ideas or whatever. Kind of on my own. I'm sorry, this is all fucking boring shit or whatever.
No, it's not at
No.
all, dude. This is all the stuff that we want to hear, dude. for
Yeah,
sure.
you were gazing on some stuff, and
You were
Yeah,
gazing
exactly.
at the future.
Riffs.
No, I mean that music, especially the chemistry between you and Kendrick is so obvious in the music that it's really interesting to hear about how it came together. Because I hear that shit and I'm just like, how the fuck did you come up with this? Like, it's cool to have any kind of insight into that.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really like the reason why Kenny and I have kept it going all these years is we just have that strong kind of musical chemistry and identity that we built together. Because like that's been kind of the focus since Corrosive, and especially on this last record, is just to create something that sounds kind of original and different. Really finding our own voices, and I think Kenny and I are both really like songwriting kind of minded, if that makes sense. Like I think to a degree we're definitely like technical players, but I don't know if we think of ourselves as technical musicians. It's almost more like we write this stuff that's, you know, interesting sounding but hard to play, and then we just have to like force ourselves to like rise to the occasion to pull it off, you know. And I think our influences are really we like to have like a collective influences, you know. I know for him a big one's like Sean Reinhart, rest in peace, from Death, and Cynic.
Yeah.
Cynic was like a huge band for both of us, and I think we like to, I mean, at least imagine that we have like kind of the same thing that like, you know, Paul Masvidal and Sean had before.
Nice.
But
yeah, you guys definitely have like a live feel even on the albums. Like I'm assuming you guys don't record to a click or anything.
So we do, but we don't. We try to keep the drum sound as natural as possible.
Okay.
So I mean,
you had me fooled. So yeah, it works. Yeah, it just sounded like a live jam, kind of like a super tight studio recording. Yeah.
Thanks, dude. That's actually a huge compliment, because that's definitely what we're going for. We want to make sure that there's still like life to the production, because I feel like a lot of the productions that have happened in the past like 10 years are kind of sterile. So we've been very specific about who we want to work with to try to get a little bit more of a natural sound. But you know, it's like a balance. So yeah, thanks, man. That's a huge compliment. But yeah, basically we're working on the record, and mostly it was really Kenny and I working on ideas, and me coming to the table with a bunch of like ridiculous ideas that shouldn't work, and Kenny just like dealing with me and basically fixing my messes. Yeah. But and at that point we recorded everything. We went to a bunch of different studios. Kendrick went to Rapture Studios, if you guys know Cody at all, Rapture Recordings.
Yep.
He used to drum in Spite. I think he might still drum in Spite. I'm not entirely sure. Are you guys familiar with Rapture at all?
I keep hearing about it on the podcast a bunch, but actually I've never been there.
I know that's where Andrew Baird did the Ominous Ruin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot Andrew's playing with you guys.
Yeah,
I only know him from Fallujah.
Yeah.
Andrew isn't playing with Alex's.
Yeah. With the Ominous Ruin.
Yeah.
We'll call him Andrew for the podcast.
My buddy Andrew. Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm the drummer. What's going on?
It's like, oh, we forgot to tell you, dude. We
Did I
got
get fired or something? What happened?
I'm all, dude. These podcasts have been going pretty well, and we're just grabbing numbers.
God damn it! Yeah, what the hell? Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so that's where Kendrick recorded at.
Yeah.
And then
reamped guitars with Jack again. I just kind of recorded them mostly by myself, and then around this time, towards the end of the recording process, Spence joined us. I met Spence through my fiance. They went on tour together with Spence's old band, Hate Storm Annihilation, and that's kind of how we connected.
So was your fiance in a band with Spence?
So my fiance, her name's Teresa. She plays in or she goes by Rhea. She's gonna hate that I called her Teresa, but we actually played a band together called Cartilage.
Yeah, we saw you guys.
We were all there. Fuck
yeah, you guys are sick.
Shit.
She's rad.
Fuck yeah.
She's sick live too.
Oh yeah. Duh. What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Got that.
That's your fiance.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, my friend was there to drop off a picture to her.
Liberty. Oh yeah.
Shark 666.
Yeah.
Shout out Pit Shark.
Our homie, fucking Pit Shark.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah.
But so she was playing in a band called Dreaming Dead at the time, just like filling on a guitar. And that was actually, I think, wasn't that a tour with Morbid Angel, right? I'm acting like I forgot this. I totally know it is border.
Dreaming Dead. You're saying Dreaming Dead? That sounds like a familiar name. I've heard that before.
I've definitely heard it for sure.
Yeah, so she was playing guitar in that band for a tour, who were on tour with Morbid Angel, and that's how Rhea and Spence met. And then Spence and I became friends, and then I actually like shot him a text right before we like recorded or right as we started recording the record. And then I thought Spence ghosted me, but it turns out that he like never got the text because I think you were like going traveling to like the East Coast or something, and I sent you the text like right before you left or something.
Oh, an Android user, probably, right?
I wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was right before I had gone on a different tour, and like you had sent me that text. And also, I was a fan of Logistic before I even knew Rhea or Mike, which was just wild. Like I started listening to the band. It was one of the only brutal death or slam bands that I listened to, period. And I didn't know that they were from the Bay Area. I didn't know anything about them, but yeah.
All right. Well, this is a good time to dig into you, Spence. Let's hear your history, bro. We got up to you now. I want to know.
Let's hear that beautiful voice, man.
Yeah, let's hear that mic, dude.
Let's just lock.
Yeah. What do you want to know? Just my history.
The way that Mike, the way that Mike started. Take me back. Take me all the way back, dude. As far as you want to go in childhood, that you can figure out where it clicked with you. That's what I always say, dude. When music changed, like it's not just background music now. I actually am paying attention to this shit and interested in how this works.
Yeah. Well, it was around the same time, I think, for me, is like Mike said, in middle school. I started like, I wasn't into metal until like late high school. I was mostly like funk and R&B.
Yeah, I want to hear all that, dude.
soul.
Take me to the beginning, dude. The funk and all that shit, dude.
Yeah, so I started playing bass in about, fucking 7th grade? Something like that. I was in band before. I played trombone. It was tight as hell.
Nice, dude.
And then, I started jamming out to Red Hot Chili Peppers stuff. That was my favorite band for a long time. So I just got super into like slap techniques and stuff like that. And then in high school, I started, playing with like, high school band. I had a really good music program, a really good music teacher. And he started teaching me about jazz and like, just all different kinds of like world music and stuff. And then after that, I actually went to Berklee School of Music in Boston. And I was
just about to say, there's a Berklee elsewhere.
It's in Boston. It's the most prestigious music school in the world.
Okay, so Berklee, Cali is second.
It's not UC Berkeley. It's different. No. It's
no. It's in Boston. It's in Massachusetts.
It's the Berklee School of Music in Boston. It's not.
So that's the better one to go to, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well, it's not the same as Berkeley though, like you're saying. Like
it's only a music school, whereas UC Berkeley is like
it's like
totally
different. Yeah, it's like only like the most like gnarly people go there and teach and stuff. It's like Mike Genie from
So Spence, you're fucking gnarly. All right, let's keep going.
Well, nobody there thought I was gnarly because instantly when I got there, I was like one of the only people who like listened to Cannibal Corpse and Meshuggah, and everyone was like, "Oh, this isn't music. This is trash."
God, that hurts, dude. That hurts to me because it's so. I hate to cut you off again, but I'm just gonna say, like, dude, like profound, like people who are really into music should know that there's a lot going on in death metal, like for you to just be this guy in a music school and you're like, oh dude, that isn't music. Like, come on, dude.
Well, it just needs you need a bug, like a little bug to kind of get you and bite you a little bit. You can't just like the first time organically hearing death metal for me, I was like, what the fuck is, it's like, it's like not like
a guy who's going to school could kind of look out, be above everything and be like, okay, I know.
Yeah. But there's also, there's a guy going like, and they're like singing and shit. And the guy's like, it's like, it's kind of like a totally different thing to like hear. Like you hear that for the first time and you're like, what the fuck is this? It's like, and actually just to I'll do the shout out right now to Cheney for getting on Your Mom's House podcast.
Yeah, dude.
So she like,
Oh
when I'm
shit! No way.
yeah, they did an episode when they're like talking to her, and they're like, I was talking to Cheney today, and they're like, yeah, something might happen. But fucking the cool thing about that is that I've listened to Your Mom's House for years, and they've always made fun of death metal. They're like, death metal is the worst genre. They're like, it's the shittiest. Like they're always making fun of it. And then Christina Przinski today like messages fucking Cheney like, how do I do those vocals? Actually, kind of want like she's like got a little bug. You know what I mean? Like it's a little start.
Making it hurt? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a little start to to get going. You don't just like I don't know how like a musician that's been trained their whole life just like with like standards or like whatever they want to learn and stuff just falls into death metal. It's like, oh yeah, this is like a trained musician their whole life, and they've been like had this path with the instructors telling them what's good, what's not, to just go like, oh, death metal is good. It's like usually when you're that like, I don't know, it seems like that's not something that a lot of instructors are in. Maybe in the future that'll be something that like they'll look back on as like the old Cannibal Corpse standard, fuck with the knife. Yeah, that one. Oh yeah. I've
already said it. I've said it many times, dude. And if those, instructors that you're talking about were presented with instrumental versions of all those songs, like how would they be as standoffish?
Well, I think they would still need to climb the ladder. You know what I mean? Like what we went through, like we had to start somewhere, go to the next thing, then go to the next thing. Like they can't just start with like the most insane shit to start off with. Like the reason why we got here is because we started somewhere. Yeah. We went up a rung and then went up a rung.
That sounds like fucking that sounds like we're being like, oh dude, you're in music school? Nah, dude, you gotta get above that.
Yeah, well, there's the difference between like actual like musicianship and like a genre of like fucking weird music. You know what I mean? There's like, I don't know, there's gotta be some sort of like, it's not like a standard that they're growing up with their whole life.
I was just thinking like there's certain language that everybody speaks in music, and it translates across the board if you really have the right ear for
my experience was like teachers, like drum teachers at least, like would be like
drum teachers probably are down.
Like they're like, oh, death metal, I can't get into like the thing, but like, man, the drummer's insane, or like the drummer's a crazy thing, so like, and then of course you got the guys that got bigger with it, like Pete Sandoval, and then like Derek Roddy, and guys like that. That's kind of made it like more mainstream.
Totally,
definitely
that. And of course, other dudes like Dick Barker, of course, and all that different. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, but they're always like, but they always have to say, it's like they're like, but I don't like the music. Like they're like, I just want you to know.
Yeah,
like, not,
I don't listen to
that. Yeah, no.
I respect it, but I don't like it.
Yeah. I think that the level of musicianship thing is absolutely true, because I had like a bunch of teachers at Berkeley who like they came out of school and then they went right into teaching. But then I had one dude who like he toured for most of his life with I don't know if you guys know Brian McKnight. He's like a insane R&B
guy.
Totally.
Yeah. And I showed him some of the Hate Storm stuff right after I recorded it, and he had nothing bad to say. Didn't say like, oh, I don't like he didn't make a face or anything. He was just grooving along with it and like only had compliments.
That's awesome, dude.
There's a really cool YouTube channel that I've been watching for the past year. I haven't been watching it recently, but when it first came out, it's like a jazz drummer who's been taught jazz his whole life, and they send him like gnarly metal fucking guys to watch, and he'll just be like, oh shit, he's doing that. Oh, he'll start breaking it down like, and he's like, oh fuck, that's sick what he's doing.
I do love watching that, dude. Or like a composer who gets a song, and then they gotta
and he's sitting there going like, he's sitting there listening to it like this, like, and like looking in the air and shit, and he's like, oh, and
then he's got to pause it and actually talk about like the innards of
it's so cool to hear like their perspective of it, especially when they're open to listening to it. That's the main thing. Once you're open to listening to it, first is the first step. Second is like breaking it down. Like, what do you think of it? I want to know what a gnarly musician thinks of this. You know what I mean? And
the best
a lot of the times
he's like,
what's that?
Rick Beato is like the best.
Oh yeah.
In a different way. When he breaks apart a song, like all the like sick parts.
Okay. Yeah. No, I like that. Yeah.
And the worst at the same time.
No, it's cool just to hear that
Rick is
different.
great when he's stoked on something, and when he's like ripping on something, sometimes a little cringe. But
Dude, yeah, he's like very boomer when he.
Yeah, there's a way. There's the boomer musician kind of. You'll hear like the cool
my
thing.
brother
What I like
hates
about the
Rick,
guy.
and I love him. So
It's
yeah.
like it's one of those things that you like. You hear those guys that are like open to it, and they're not going to say anything shitty, but they're going to like. They might not be into it, but they're not going to be like, "Oh, that sucked," or like, "I'm not into that." They're just going to be like, the only things they'll really like listen to is the things that change their mind or like a part that actually clicks with them. It's not like they're not sitting it for a way to like sit back and be like, oh, fuck this part though. You know what I mean? Like they're like more listening to it to like, okay, well, I'm taking it in. I'm not into it, but like, I'm not going to shit on it.
But they're
like,
he's giving it a true analysis.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what it is.
Finding what they like in it, you know, or what they can appreciate for sure.
Yeah. Cause obviously you're going to be like getting the fans of that music. Like you're like, if they're doing a fucking breakdown of like, I don't know, like the drummer from Meshuggah or something like that. Like, you know, they're not into that music. Like, I don't need to hear this guy's opinions about like why he doesn't like it. You know, I want to hear like what he likes about it. Like, you know what I mean? And so anyone that's like, I don't know, that's why I like that one jazz drummer dude. And there's a composer from Hawaii that's like fucking sick.
But I'm confused. Like, what you talking about? Rick Beato? Like, when is he dogging? He usually loves.
Oh, I thought you just said he was. I've never listened to him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I mentioned that.
No,
well,
he rips about what he saw.
New music.
What does he rip on?
He rips on like new music sometimes. Like, I don't know. He goes off on some
music?
shit. Yeah, sometimes.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pop music.
You just walked me into something.
No, he like loves like Meshuggah, all that kind of metal stuff, you know. But whatever. Okay. No, it's all good. And I mean, I think it's funny that some people like him or don't. That's hilarious. But I was just confused. I was like, wait, what are you guys talking about?
I actually need to look into it. I've never even seen.
No, I mean, he's like good friends with Marty Friedman, and the interview is like sick. Dude.
Yeah,
he just had an interview with Sting that was insane. Like recently, I mean, Rick Beato, like to me, is a very open-minded. Like he loves.
Oh, okay.
Whoa,
I thought
yeah,
I thought it came off as like a I like some things
communication or something.
Yeah. That's probably my internet connection.
Rick, if you ever watch this,
no, I don't even think you guys are talking about the same guy right now. I really don't.
I'm talking about the guy that sold me the Pontiac.
You're talking about the guy who reached behind you, not Rick Beato.
So
we got a cat on the episode, guys.
Oh, what up?
How did you get into Hate Storm? Was that your band before going to Berkeley?
We need a cat moment real fast.
Oh, sorry, cat moment.
All right, Mike, just go, ah!
So what's the cat's name?
We got Sagan right here.
Oh, it's a black cat. Oh, we got two cats.
Two black cats.
Two black cats. Hell yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, shit.
What's yours name?
Sagan, after the great Professor Carl.
Nice. Her name is Gigi. I'm going to put her down.
After the great Alan.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. Look how bummed he is. He's so bummed right now.
Good, dude.
He's chapped.
Like, I don't like your lighting, Joel. I don't like this new lighting setup. Joel's got a fancy new lighting setup, everybody.
It's not. I bought a couple bulbs. All right.
Well, it's not nice. It looks good.
It's not
all
fancy.
Good.
Sorry.
All right,
yeah,
dude. This is how it goes, dude. I'm sorry, dude. You just gotta let it run its course, and then we'll be back to you, dude.
Welcome to the jungle.
This is where we're at, dude.
That's where we're going. Yeah.
So
might find your way out, you might not.
So did you join Hate Storm Annihilation while you were at Berkeley, or was that a band you had before going there, or what's the timeline on that?
Yeah. I joined Hate Storm while I was at Berkeley. I think in my sophomore year, and then I think after my junior year, I think that May I dropped like the last month of classes and did class on the road while also touring with Morbid Angel.
Oh shit,
it's fucking gnarly. And then after that, I also have another project called The Offering that I started touring with seriously, and I just never went back to school because we were touring so much.
Damn.
That's
so
awesome,
the first project, what is it? What did you say? What is it called?
Hate Storm Annihilation.
Hate Storm Annihilation. So that was started in school. Were they all students at that school as well?
It was started, I think, like 5 or 6 years before I met the main guitar player. And then only the guitar player also went to school, and the drummer was back in Chicago. And we.
So you guys met through school, though. One member. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. That's kind of crazy to think. Like, you meet somebody in school, does it become like, does your mindset go to like, this is a new project for school, or is it like a new just project?
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird distinction. It was definitely a little bit easier because it was metal and there wasn't that much metal at school. So I could have like kind of that hard line of like, all right, I'm playing like funk and jazz and R&B and stuff in school, and then my fun time is like I go rehearse with the metal or punk bands that I was in and play house shows and stuff.
Totally.
Definitely. I got a question for you. So you went to, Berkeley School of Music and stuff, and you're saying metal wasn't wasn't the prominent, like, obviously genre that people were listening to. What was?
It was really just musicians' music, like Snarky Puppy, like your Jacob Collier, just anything that had like 15 different chord changes in 2 seconds. They love that shit. Yeah,
it's like the same thing what we were going after. I mean, I don't know. It's like, but like in a different kind of,
different vibe, but it's same vibe. Idea.
Like crazier, can make it crazier, moving. Like who's better than this? Okay, Gunther Govan. Okay, we'll go to like it's like it keeps going. Yeah.
Did they love Kendrick Lamar? Because my brother went to UCLA and he was
loved Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
It was mostly
interesting.
Just kind of
Kamasi Washington
trying to talk about Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
I understand that he's like a dope MC and people, talk about his writing and it stands out, but I don't get it. Like,
is it more the music or is it more the what's Kendrick Lamar bringing that they're all about?
A lot of it was the production. They loved how the record was produced, and they just also loved his lyrics and his vocal patterns and all the features as well. Like, getting Thundercat as a feature. And, George Clinton. And it's just
Thundercat, dude. Huge. I mean, you listen to his records and the production on that shit should be taught in schools, dude.
Yeah.
Like that album Drunk, that for sure is an album that I think that would be a killer class to take, where you're learning about that, because there's so much variety and Thundercat is such a he's such a spanned out artist to where he touches on so many different things throughout that album. You're like, okay, yeah, it makes sense for me to see that in curriculum. I haven't listened to enough Kendrick Lamar, but now that you just told me that Thundercat's on an album, now I'm going to be listening to Kendrick Lamar, dude.
It's cool to see Thundercat he's getting his due finally. I'm seeing him like all over the place now. He played fucking actually where Mammoth is playing right now. He played there like fucking right as pandemic reopened. He was the first show was Thundercat with like 150 people, like something like small, and like now, like I see his name everywhere. Like I see it like on every big thing now. So good for him.
Any of you metal guys watching this right now that are into shred, watch a Thundercat fucking performance, dude. Because that dude shreds a 6-string bass guitar like most of the guitar players that you guys fucking love.
Totally.
That
Tiny Desk thing. Remember that's what you showed me.
That's those 3 songs, dude. And he rips fucking solos through those songs, dude, that aren't on the album, and you're just like, this dude is one with his instrument. That is another appendage.
Yeah,
to him,
Metalhead too, dude.
Is he a metalhead?
Yeah, he played Suicidal Tendencies.
Oh yeah, dude, I forgot about that, dude. And dude, his lyrical content is fucking hilarious too. So you down with humor, you're down with shred, and you're down with good fucking music, please.
I think didn't he do a tour with Snoop Dogg back in the day too?
He was Erykah Badu's bass player for a while. Like he's been around. He's definitely been around, dude. But it's his solo shit where you really see him shine, dude. And it's a fucking front to back great listen. Thundercat, fucking Drunk. I don't know what the new one's name, but I know that Drunk just hit me hard, dude. So hit up Drunk and fucking have a blast.
I'm trying to, dude.
I'm gonna go hit up Drunk right now. Go get another beer.
So Spencer, so you get out of Berkeley, you're overqualified for Logistic Slaughter.
If anything, I felt underqualified, man. That was the hardest shit to learn in my life.
Really?
Oh yeah. Trying to match all of Mike's shit that he was doing.
Totally.
I want to go back a little bit. Can you
Mhm.
tell us what it's like being on tour with Morbid Angel?
Oh, it was the best. Especially, I mean, for my first tour. Plus, the bill was just stacked. It was
What
Morbid
tour
Angel.
was it? Yeah, go ahead.
It was the oh god, what's the name of their last album? I can't remember. It was what it was that album release tour.
Kingdom Sustained?
Yeah, exactly.
And Origin
So it
was
was
the
Morbid
other-
Angel, it was Misery Index,
I was there.
and Origin.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
It was, oh my god, it was nuts. There were some players on that.
Did
Just
Misery
getting to
Index not
watch
play
the
some
fucking,
shows? Did they not play some shows on that?
Yeah, they did. It was half Misery Index and then half Origin.
Okay, I saw the Origin. Okay, yeah, because I remember hanging out with Paul and stuff. Yeah, that was awesome though.
Yeah.
by
Who
the
was
way.
drumming for Morbid Angel? Was it Tim?
No, it was dude from fucking that thrash
From,
band. God damn it.
It was Scotty.
Gots. Yeah.
Yeah.
He stayed at my house multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude rips. He used
Totally.
to live like 20 minutes from me in Forestville.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I miss that dude.
Yeah, me too, man.
But yeah, it was insane. And everybody was seasoned, and we were all, it was like our their first like huge tour, and my first tour period. And everybody was like super chill, like super accepting. Everybody would just come up and talk to us. Like there was no gatekeeping or anything, because everybody been doing it for over a decade probably.
Saying that
to them.
there was already an opening of the gates before you left.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There's already an annihilation of the gateways, dude.
That's
it
sick.
was-
All right. That's so cool, man. I didn't realize I had a rock star on the fucking podcast with us.
I know, Jesus. I never got morbid.
That's why when you joined the band, I was like, "You sure, dude?"
Yeah. So then you're like Logistic, Slaughter, one of the only slam bands I listen to, or Death Grind Slam, whatever.
Yeah,
But you really wanted to do it, huh?
yeah,
That's sick.
absolutely. Like I've been a fan of the band, like I said, for like 2 years before I even knew Mike, and I was just stoked to even have the opportunity.
So do you live in the Bay Area now?
It's controversial to say yes, but I live in Santa Rosa.
Okay.
people
Okay.
call it the Bay
Just
Area.
on the outskirts.
That's
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
That's right there.
Yeah, just
I love
barely.
Santa Rosa though.
Yeah.
I've had a family house in Guerneville for my whole life.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
and I love Santa Rosa too. Fucking
Beautiful.
Sonoma County Fairgrounds. Fucking
Yeah.
all that shit. Been to shows there. Fucking saw Zappa play Zappa. Dweezil
Oh,
Zappa
no
doing
way.
fucking
Sick, dude.
yeah, dude. It was fucking dope, and that was called Harmony Festival. But yeah, dude, I love that area.
I saw Carrie Gear get married there.
Oh yeah, Petaluma,
Yeah, right there.
right?
Yep. At a flying cloud. I don't know. But anyways, it was a really nice,
they
beautiful
got
place.
married on a flying cloud, dude. You gotta fucking explain that, dude.
It's just a winery. Everyone's just flying, so everyone's just drunk. But no, it was really fucking it's a beautiful place, and yeah, that's actually I know a lot of my friends that have actually they're eyeing that like area to like move to, because it's like even though fire stuff is kind
Spencer's
of like
nah, dude, get the fuck out.
yeah, they got fucking that was terrible with the fire stuff that they got wiped out. My one of my best friends, Carrie's sister, actually, she's a firefighter, and would send me pictures of just like these fucking wiped out neighborhoods that were just gone. Like everything was completely gone. I'm like, oh my god, like and still expensive kind of live there. I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right?
yeah.
You'd think the price would go down at least.
Yeah. It's like you might lose your house, but dude,
You might catch on
fucking-
fire, but here, $1,500 a month for this one bedroom. My shorts.
Nice.
It's like get renter's insurance. Anyways, so
Yeah, take us into I guess, is this where you guys add the bass guitar to lower forms of life material? And yeah.
So Spence kind of had the unfortunate task of just having to figure out how to fit bass guitar over this craziness, because it was all finished. The writing was finished and the drums were tracked, but I think Spence joined in like right before I was tracking, or maybe in middle of tracking. Do you remember, Spence?
Yeah, it was like right, I think, at the tail end of guitar tracking, because I remember going to the studio with you guys right after the Internal Bleeding tour, and we
Yeah.
were like, messing with tones and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, we should mention that like Spence was filling in for that tour, and then that's kind of when we like popped the question if he wanted to join. And then Spence had like, I don't know, like a month or two to like figure out what to do and track all that stuff.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, I mean, you had like no time, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. But yeah, we had a mixing date already kind of scheduled in advance, kind of a due date that we had to hit. But Spence pulled it off and crushed it. So he's total beast.
That's sick.
So I'm hearing Joseph call you guys Slam, but I never get that Slam vibe from you guys. So, like, why are you mentioning Slam, Joseph?
I don't think you guys are. I heard someone say it already. Maybe
that was me. I'm really bad metal.
Just following on him.
What I was gonna try and bring up was watching that live set that you guys uploaded recently. You guys have the buildup of the breakdowns of the slam, but when you get to the part where everybody slams, you guys take a right turn into some grindy shit. And I noticed that a lot. Like there was like 2 or 3 times during that set where you were building me up to a breakdown and it didn't happen. And I'm not the guy that's looking for a breakdown. So I'm not saying this in a bad way at all. I actually like those sucker punches of you're taking me in one direction and then you sideswipe me with something else. And I like that aspect of watching you guys in that live setting too, and watching your vocalist too. Your vocalist is very, very unique, dude. Like his style is something that stands out outside of most things that I've seen recently. And I like that. I like the unique aspects of bands just trying to sound different. It's really hard to sound different nowadays.
He's fucking hilarious live too as well.
Oh, dude. Yeah. No, he's a great frontman, dude. He's got his banter in between every song and I love it. And I'm sure his lyrical content has probably got some humor in it as well, because I could tell how his demeanor is. So I actually want to read your guys' lyrics after this episode too. But yeah, that's I just wanted to touch on the slam thing and how there's this element of slam in there, but as soon as it gets to the point of it's gonna slam, it doesn't slam. And that's not a bad thing when I'm saying that. I'm saying we're gonna make you feel like we're gonna slam you out, and then all of a sudden we're just gonna hit you with the fucking side swipe real quick and take you into fucking La La Land real quick.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, I think the first record has like a lot of very slammy moments, so I think that's
where Joseph's coming from.
Yeah. Plus, I think that was kind of the scene we really came out of. Like those were a lot of the shows we played. That was the music we were listening to a lot of the time, kind of around that first record. And that's kind of where I guess our roots lie. But like, I think, like, I don't know if like you have this too, Spence, but I feel like it's kind of hard to describe, I guess, what we are. I don't know. I don't really like trip on it too much, but yeah, I think like we definitely have slam influences. We definitely have brutal death metal and like grind influences, but we all have pretty eclectic tastes that like, I think still kind of make their way into the music, even though it might not be obvious. Yeah, like I listen to like a lot of jazz and classical music, as pretentious and douchey as that is to say. Like,
no, dude, we all do too, dude. Don't think that's pretentious at all. We listen to that more than metal, dude, for sure. Well, at least me personally.
No, I feel it, dude. I think when you make a lot of it, it's kind of hard to listen to it all the time, unless if it's like the golden oldies, At least for me, I always go back to like the Gorgasms and Severed Saviors, by the way. But yeah, I think when I'm trying to like, I guess, look for inspiration, I try to look for stuff like pretty far outside the genre, and I think it creeps its way in there. And I think like with this last record, we were definitely focused on like trying to create like a real kind of like sonic identity for ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do hear Defeated Sanity in your guys' sound, if that's fair.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally fair. That's a huge influence. That's like one of my favorite brutal death metal bands. I mean, it's really like Defeated Sanity, Ink Orgasm, I think would be like my top two.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. There's definitely, other.
Defeated Sanity is one of those eclectic, brutal death metal bands that always make me pay attention.
Totally.
Like it doesn't matter where I'm at in my life. If I'm not down with death metal, if Defeated Sanity comes out with a new record, I listen and it actually brings me back to, you know, that nostalgia of what I used to look for when I was a young metalhead, you know, and I totally, every Defeated Sanity record is like giving me like a resurgence, giving me like an extra energy every time I listen to it, just because it's like they're so out of the box and unique, but they still stay right in that tech brutal death category, you know. And that's is it, fuck dude, I said it on is it Lyle Lille.
Yeah,
him and his dad, dude, like, dude, that's such a crazy thing to grow up with a musician like Wolfgang, you know, as your dad. Like you're forced to become like a sick musician, dude.
Yeah, it's just around greatness, basically. Yeah,
what
I mean,
you say, Joseph?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Did you see that Defeated Sanity tour announcement, Anthony?
The recent one? Are they coming to Cali?
Oh yeah, they're doing a few Cali shows.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, I think
NorCal?
there's an
just
X-Bar show, Cupertino, in like March or something.
Shit.
With Vitriol and Skeletal Remains and Splattered.
Yeah, shout out to those dudes.
They
Joel,
got on there.
Were you fucking going, dude?
Well, duh.
I'll probably try to get.
Dude.
It's going to be on a Tuesday at fucking 4 p.m. or something, probably. And I'm just not. I'm just kidding. No, I'll make it happen for sure.
Tuesday.
One thing with me with shows and stuff is I literally it sucks. It kind of like sounds bad, but like I literally have to like factor in like having some drinks. Like it has to be. That's part of the experience for me. It always has been.
It is.
And it shouldn't be, but it is. But like it's just like
shut the fuck up, dude. It should.
I just want to sit there and like be social. I don't want to be like if it's all like a bunch of loud music and stuff going on. I'm like, what's going on, guys? Like, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm like,
to everybody who's watching this, dude, you guys don't know Joel Horner. When he doesn't drink, dude, he doesn't talk. Can you believe that?
That's not exactly true. But
I'm
I'll
just
talk.
joking. I'm joking. How can you get this guy to not talk?
Yeah, I probably talk too much. Yeah, I know. But no, no, it's just, I don't know. You have to think about like, yeah. Anyways, Logistics. It's definitely going to check it out. I'm definitely going to be there. Check out that show. You have
and I'll be having beers with you too, even if it's on Tuesday at 4 p.m., dude.
It'll be like $80 fucking Uber each way. It'll be fine.
Let's just do it. Let's make it happen, dude.
Yeah. We're all stoked on that. And
okay.
Damn, I know some secrets about who's going to be on that tour, but I can't reveal them. So anyway,
post pod.
Okay. So where are we at? So, Lower Forms comes out, and what have you guys been up to?
I mean, I think COVID's kind of, slowed us down, unfortunately, in terms of trying to play too many shows. We played a handful. Obviously, we just played that one last week with you. But yeah, I guess we're just, trying to book some shows, trying to get out there. Hopefully we'll book a tour soon, but I think we're still kind of feeling that out, with, life kind of in the way. And I think we're all busy with other projects too. But yeah, hopefully we'll just have another release around the corner. We've been kind of taking our first steps to work on the next release. Very kind of early side of writing and stuff. And, you know how that goes. It's kind of hard to get the ball rolling initially, just toying around with ideas. And
yeah, starting fresh, dude, is always a fucking motherfucker for anybody who's creating, right? It's like, oh, you figured one out now. Okay, it's done now. Oh shit, we got a whole new one to do. and it's back to the basics, dude. It's back to just fucking writing riffs, dude. Just
So
write your riffs.
do you guys get together and you get to jam like live a lot, like in person, like jam?
So typically, yeah, it's like the writing process for us is kind of like a little mixture of both, where I'll come up with ideas on my own, or like all of us will kind of work in our own ideas kind of on our own, and then we'll get in a jam room and kind of pave it out. But yeah, this time around, it's probably going to be a little bit written on our own, and then when we get in a room together, we're probably going to try to make the best of it, because our drummer Kenny actually just moved up to Portland, so we have a little bit of like a distance kind of thing we have to work out. But I'm pretty sure he'll be kind of coming up and down here, and we'll work out ways to jam with each other. But
so you guys just like scratch riffs and send them back and forth through email? Is that what you guys do?
Yeah, we do a little bit of that. We work with like Guitar Pro and recording, so kind of a mixture of hodgepodge of both, and that's probably what we'll end up leaning on, like predominantly more so. But we haven't lived this far apart before, so there'll be a little bit of a learning curve on how to accommodate that.
Yeah, that was actually my next question. So being a band that's used to getting together at a jam space once a week, twice a week, 3 times, 4 times, whatever, being in human form, that is something that it gives a leg up to a project. I personally think. I'm not saying that because we worked with Synesthesia, we worked through email, and the next one we're going to be working through email. So it's like, I'm not saying that isn't a bad way of doing things, but there is an element to this that we've talked about many times on this show, but it's just like being in person, being in the jam space, and vibing and getting on that same wavelength where you guys, coalesce.
Totally.
More or less. Coalesce more or less, dude. I'm fucking rhyming on this shit.
Damn, dude.
What up? But you know what I'm saying, though, dude. It's like that. It's something that is no different of a feeling when you're working with other humans, is to be in the same space together, and either hashing out new ideas or making new ideas in the moment. Like,
it's kind of weird
the best
how,
shit,
like,
dude.
Kind of a weird thought just for a second. This
Go
is a metal
it.
podcast. We can talk about this stuff. What about like kind of like how porn has gotten like so insane? It's almost like self-recording has gotten so insane. Like everyone's just like, dude, it's cool.
It's like, dude, there's like
we can say skating too. I mean,
is this too much? Is too much?
You're
no,
like
it's not too much. It's funny.
Pornhub and Death Hub.
But it's still
there's
better.
Like death metal bands that literally
when you
show
get
you only
together,
like snippets.
What you're saying, when you get together in person in the flesh, it's still better, dude. So
yeah,
that's why I had to cut that stuff off, dude. Porn is like, it's just too much, dude. It's like constantly like, it's all Jesus Christ,
it's gone too far.
Yeah. It's like whatever. It's like, just type in whatever you're thinking. It's like, oh, it's like there's only 3,000 videos of it. So it's like,
porn is probably the most like current example of, if you think it is real.
Oh God, I know.
It's called Rule 34, dude.
So
I think it's like Rule 30 something. That
Rule 34.
is that
okay.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I remember like I went on to Psycho Fest with Dan, and Dan was just like, we got in like a porn conversation. He's all, dude, have you heard of quicksand porn, dude? And I was like, because Dan's always got that one thing you've never heard of.
Shit really sucks.
No, he's just all like,
right.
I know, right?
That's like the people who like fuck the planet, right?
No.
Fuck the
It's
Earth.
literally like, it's like a girl getting stuck in quicksand or something, and the guy comes up and like has sex with her, and then she like goes into the quicksand. It's just like,
He doesn't even save her.
Die?
He's not even a hero. He doesn't
Oh my
save her at
God,
the end.
no
He just
way.
lets her.
no, it's some
fucking-
weird. That's what I'm saying. It's like some weird fucking subgenre that someone needs to be like, oh, I want to have sex with this person and have her go away, dude. Like in the
Dude,
sand forever.
For the
Can't
last
imagine
10 minutes of
finding
this
out that I would
person's
have
life,
that fetish.
I want to bang her for like 3 minutes, and then I just.
That's why it gets kind of scary, because you're like, someone makes that, and then like it's like metal. It's like, okay, you made that, well, I'm gonna make this, dude. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things that like it just takes it too far.
Well, I heard about something recently. Do you guys know about Findom?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, dude.
So Findom means financial dominatrix or
Oh, you were.
Oh
talking
yeah, I
about
did.
this,
I
dude.
did.
it's
girl
like a
that,
thing where like
Yep.
people want to have their like bank accounts like drained and they want to be dominated. Like and give their money
I'm
to
down for
somebody.
Findom, dude.
So this is my
It's-
thing. Like you said that to me, and I'm like, okay, so what?
Yeah.
You want to wake
Dude,
up in
look
the
it up,
morning,
dude. Look it
check
up.
your bank account, and be like, oh, dude, I'm fucking 10 grand in the hole, dude. Fucking, I gotta jerk off.
It's like
right now,
gambling, dude, but like in a weird,
dude. Where's the fucking coconut oil, dude? I need some lube,
oh my
dude.
god, that's so funny. It's like they just want like that to happen, and then they want to like end up under a bridge. Like, dude, I got a dom, dude. It was sick, dude. That, like, I'm like
Dude.
broke as fuck now. Like, I fucking gave all my money to this dom. Like,
just saying, dude.
oh
It's a
man,
crazy world out there, you know.
no, I was actually in that same conversation. I was talking about someone that I dated that would like is literally like a fucking genius scientist, and then at night she just goes to San Francisco and just beats the shit out of businessmen who just like
What?
And
So
they're-
she's
and they
a
just give her a
dom
bunch
at
of-
night, and she's a
Yeah.
scientist at day.
yeah, they give her like a bunch of money and like she's like she already makes really good money with that, but she's like she's into it too. She's not like
Well,
innocent
yeah.
walking into this. But yeah, she like goes and just like fucking beats like ties him up and beats the shit out of him and gets like hundreds of dollars. It's like
You think there's
all right,
ever been a
dude.
dominatrix where you talk to her and she's just like, fuck my job, dude. Fuck my life, dude. I fucking hate this shit, dude.
I got a funny
I need
story
to
for you
do something
guys.
else, dude, but I can't get out, dude. I keep stomping dudes' nuts.
So her brain is doming her fucking life, dude. It's like, you know.
Well, I got a
Anyways.
story for you guys for the post pod, but
Oh, you can't
remember
do that.
when we played with
Never say it
Odious
again.
in Humble with the people on the hooks?
yeah,
They were like
dude.
hanging themselves
Yeah.
like on like the fucking
That was
like,
so
through their
gnarly,
skin,
dude.
like the skin hooks, and they were like pulling themselves up like on
literally
the skin,
like
in their
watching
back,
the
like
skin off of their shoulders
skin
coming off of it,
stretched,
like
like the
6
hooks.
inches off their
It
shoulders.
was like
Yeah,
it was like
and they
it was like
suspend, yeah.
it was like in the pit area too. It was like being
Yeah,
hung
like,
in front
we're
of
like
us while we're
playing right in front of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're almost like, all right, whatever you guys are into,
Like
dude.
in the
Fucking-
audience, like in the middle of the audience. Like
I remember it being like next to the merch table. So now if we're like selling merch,
Yeah, I don't
we'd
even.
be like,
I just
dude,
remember
sorry,
like,
dude.
well, it was
There's
I
something
probably
a
had to
chick
drink.
hanging from her shoulders.
yeah,
right
yeah.
now,
I just remember
sorry.
like seeing that, and be like, all right, dude, I'm gonna drink extra hard tonight.
Do you want a medium or a large? We only got extra large. Sorry. Oh, dude. Yeah, dude. That chick's got 6 hooks. In
I wonder what like the
Six
weight
hooks.
requirement, anyways. But like, if you can't be like too heavy and hang from a hook, I don't know. I'm just thinking about like, you know, you don't want to fucking rip your back out.
The logistics of it.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah,
Dude, the logistics were slaughtered, dude. Hey, this has actually been like our conversation like the past few days, actually, guys. We're gonna let
Cat's
you
out
in
of
on
the
it. Like
bag.
our texts have been
Yeah,
like, dude, the logistics are slaughtered about that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, even like the flyer just being made right before. It's cool.
Whoa. No one knows about that.
Dude, you slaughtered. You slaughtered my.
No,
No,
Joseph,
dude,
I
that-
know. I know. They're
Yeah,
gonna
well,
find
dude,
out.
I don't get,
So
don't
now
give a
3
shit.
people are gonna know.
No,
about it, dude.
Joseph-
It's like-
Joseph has been like driving like 500 miles a day. Like,
Oh,
around,
yeah.
like and like moving and shit.
Joseph's had a very busy life this last
yeah,
week.
and it's totally
Life's
fine.
been crazy.
And he posted the flyer right before the episode, and we were just like,
Can
once
that be my-
again, the logistics have been slaughtered on this episode.
We slaughtered the logistics, dude.
Yeah. Anyways,
Can we recap this little tour that ended with the show?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude, I want to
tell
hear
us
about
about
all
it.
the
Perfect
fun
timing.
stuff about that shit.
Let's hear about
dude.
those logistics.
I know what
Dude.
happened.
Slaughter
It was-
them, dude.
Yeah, so we called it the Moksha Ritual Tour with and it's a 3-day, weekend warrior tour, but we exalted it to the level of tour with a flyer and everything. That was
Hell
fun.
yeah, dude.
And yeah, so me and I joined the Last of Lucy. We
Shout
have
out.
like pictures coming, like Michael Alvarez took photos. We did a photo shoot. And shout out to Brandon who recorded Moksha and is like been in Last of Lucy as a drummer for
And
a
Michael
long
Alvarez
time.
is doing some sick live shots, dude. I
Oh,
seen
yeah.
him post some.
he's
Yeah,
gonna post a
photos from
bunch.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get a huge photo drop from him. Well, we have it, and we're gonna start feeding him out there.
Shout
But,
out.
But shout out to Brandon for holding down Last Lucy drums. Anytime he wants to be back in the band or do anything with the band, totally, he can have it. But for now, he has a kid, so I'm holding it down for now.
Boom.
And shout out to our new bass player Derek, who's fucking joining the same time as me with Last of Lucy. Incredible bass player. Shout out to Gad and Josh for keeping it going. We hooked up with Ominous, so went up to the first show in Sacramento. Shout out to as a lot of shout outs.
Dude, give them all, dude. I want to hear them all.
to Joel and Mitch from Ominous
Thank
Ruin for driving me. Yeah, not you, dude. Come on, no shout out to this guy.
Joel lives like down the street from me too.
Yeah, shout out to Joel Guernsey and Mitch for driving me to the Sacramento show. And then we had a sick show in Sacramento with Symbolic, who are an amazing tech death band. They headlined that shit and were super sick. And they're playing with Flub and a couple other bands at some shows coming up. So just check out Symbolic and go see them live when you get a chance. They have a super sick live show. That was a really fun show. Pretty much everything that could go wrong as a drummer, that your first show with a band went wrong. So like
Nice.
I was using like the wrong pair of headphones and I like fucked up the click track volume. So the first one's like so quiet. I could like barely hear the click come in. And I'm like, fuck, I don't even know if I'm coming in on the right part. And then later, like one of my beaters of my kick drum like fell out in the middle of a song. So I'm like one footing everything like the whole way, hoping no one can tell. Luckily the triggers are super quiet on that. I dropped a stick for a while, you know, like I grabbed the wrong stick to fill in. Like fucking Harvey from Ominous is laughing at me. We're fucking cracking up together. But that was all super fun night. And then we played Tulare the next night with Vitriol headlining. Dude, Chasen Westmoreland is the fucking sickest drummer ever. He's so
I'm actually a funny
good.
fuck. I wish I could share it, but fucking
Just
goddamn
share it, dude.
No, I can't. No, I can't. It's
okay.
it was on a story. God, no, Joe from God damn it, what's the band? Joe, fuck, he played in a thrash band in Sacramento. Joe filmed Mitch from Catholic. He was like, Mitch is like one of my good friends, and like from Sacramento and stuff. He was sitting there and like he found an organic thing where he zoomed in on the drummer Vitriol and then went over to Joe, and Joe's just like this. He's just sitting like this. He's all, what the fuck? He was like so mad.
Yeah.
And then he looks over the camera. He's like, oh, dude, you got me. Like, it's perfect. Like he was like sitting there watching him like this, and like he did something, and like Mitch was just like, fuck this. He was like so mad.
I was literally like getting ideas for what to do on New Last Lucy shit from watching Chase. And I'm like, oh, that's what I'm going to do there. Like, I'm going to cop that fill. And he's just a total monster. And they're coming off 6.5 weeks of touring. They did like 35 shows before us.
So this is the drummer of Vitriol?
Yeah, but he also played in Hate Eternal for a while.
He's coming on the podcast. He said when he's back chilling, but he's going to be, I think, probably January sometime.
Boom.
Yeah.
He's sick.
We'll see you soon, Chasen.
Yeah, he's super sick.
We got to catch him before he's like in fucking some humongous band, which is probably going to happen soon.
Oh, he's going to be, this is not a secret. He's going to be on that tour with Vitriol again with Defeated Sanity. That Defeated Sanity.
Oh,
so
sick.
he's already doing another Vitriol tour for sure.
Even more reason to go to that show.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the sickest drummer tour ever, actually. But then, then we ended up playing, or then we went to the Cupertino show, the Sunday show, and Logistic played, and you guys were really, really fucking good. And
nice. I got your underwear.
I got pretty much as close to underwear as it gets. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Got one of these guys from you.
Is that a tank or a cutoff sleeve?
That is a tank.
Nice.
Yeah. I think you guys
for winter. Fuck yeah.
Go with my sandals.
I think you should put it on right now, Joseph.
Yeah, put it on. Take off your shirt.
Do it right now, dude. Come on, man.
All right, maybe a little later.
Dude, let's see those nips, dude.
Next time you go to the bathroom, change your shirt.
All right, maybe that. It's very comfortable. I've slept in it a few times already. As is.
Okay.
Whoa,
dude. Whoa.
But Logistic Slaughter was so fucking good. I really wanted to just appreciate you guys doing that show with us, and I don't know, funny and Kendrick fucking live, amazing. Spencer live, Mike, all you guys.
You guys have any funny stories?
What's the funniest thing you remember?
Yeah, I want to hear some funny tour stories. Like,
I mean, 3 days. You don't have many days, but like, there's got to be one in there.
There's got to be one little thing where Joseph started
like pooed himself,
professoring out or something.
I don't know if this is that funny, but so you know, if I think maybe Casey can relate. You're a drummer. I always have like food anxiety. Like on tour, I'm like, where am I going to get my next meal? Like I always want to be prepared. I'm like fucking burning calories like crazy. So like I go to Wingstop across the like intersection from the show, and I like I know I'm going to get back in time for Ominous's set or some, so I like go to Wingstop. I like call in my order. I go to pick it up. I get back and I'm hanging out with like Nate from Ontogeny, and they're all like smoking weed and shit. And I like open up my Wingstop and I realized they gave me the wrong order, and it's like some like bullshit seasoning that tastes like shit. And I like 2 different kinds, and I'm like, both of these suck. This isn't what I wanted. I ordered tenders. I don't want wings. I don't want to deal with bones right now. And then I'm like, fuck, like the show's happening. And like, I don't want to miss hanging out with people. I don't want to miss any of the bands left, but I don't want to like walk, I don't want to eat this shit. And I'm like, I dropped $20, like, fuck. And then I just like leave the food for a while, and I like watch another set or whatever. And I'm thinking about my food and how I'll get my next meal. And then Michael Alvarez is like, I'm taking off, man. Good to hang out with you. I'm like, you're leaving, you're driving. Can you drive me to Wingstop? So Michael drives me back to Wingstop, and I go in there and I leave the bag that I didn't want with Michael. He's like, dude, I'll eat anything. Don't worry. And then I get another bag.
Oh, you didn't return the bag? So
no, I showed it to them first. And then
okay.
I'm like, this isn't my order. And she's like, oh yeah, someone else just came back and you had their order and they had yours. And we fucked it up. We gave the wrong orders to both of you.
Yeah.
And then I wait for my, new order. I get back in time to watch Vitriol while eating my chicken. And Michael goes home with a bag of Wingstop that I couldn't even eat, but hopefully he ate it. And shout out to Michael for driving.
Did you get your?
I don't know if that's a good story. I'm sorry.
But I think you cut it off a little. Did you get your calories though? Because you had to play. Okay.
You ended up eating before you played though.
Oh, so this was after the show. So
you already
you
already
played.
You had
to play on an empty stomach.
You were counterbalancing. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Already burned him. Okay.
Yeah. And it's not so much that I need it like at a particular point as much as like I need to have some food available at some point. So
So what I used to do is anytime we'd go to fast food or like anything, I would like order extra stuff and like store tacos like in the like the cubbies. So like every show I'd get off and I'd have like, at least 2 or 3 tacos like or like sandwich or something stored in the cubby. Like
it's good move.
And so now it's like, but for years it like plagued me. Like I'd go to fast food, I'd order like extra shit. I was like, oh, I gotta have like that extra thing because I like, it's like,
it's kind of like it's like the tater tots in the pocket, the Napoleon Dynamite.
Tater tots in the pocket, dude. Napoleon Dynamite style, dude.
Yeah.
That is actually a real thing, though, dude. You want to go up on stage with enough food in your belly that you're not feeling full, but you don't want to be hungry.
But also, like for us, like we're not really worried about it. Like drummers expend so many more calories than like we do that like they have to actually treat their body like a fucking machine and be like, all right, well, I'm gonna be using every limb like. Well, I'm just sitting there with my neck and my fingers. Like they're using every fucking thing. Like they're like expending energy. They need to burn stuff. So like for them, I've never even thought about this really. Like being on tour, I was like, me and Casey would be on tour and like, we're going to eat here now. And Casey would be like, okay, well, he's like thinking strategically when I'm just like, whatever. I just want to be like full and not think about it anymore,
But I got a super sensitive stomach. Like I have to eat like non-dairy, non-this. It's all annoying. But like I remember one time, like it was like on our first tour, and we were in Canada. Like I can't remember, was it Edmonton? I think it was. Okay. And like we had no food. Like we like ate or like earlier in the day or something. But we played a show, and we were like walking around the city looking for food, and I was like starving, and I was like everything was closed, and I was like, this is bullshit. Like, I'm so
you're like worried.
So after that, I always have extra food, dude.
So pretty much tour is just like playing music and finding food, right? That's like 93%. Then driving,
really, exactly. And looking out a window.
Looking out a window.
Playing
it's like gas is like food. Gas, food, like playing the show, and then you're just sitting there like, what do I do?
Equipment.
Loading equipment. Yeah, that's pretty quick though. But like the food thing is pretty like. Look, it might be your last stop. You're at a random truck stop in the middle of nowhere. You're like, you fill up the tank. You're like, we're not going to stop for a long time after this. So I'm not hungry right now. I have to like figure this out now because later I'm going to be hungry. And I don't know. It's a big.
Well, we used to say like the business model is we're basically like traveling T-shirt salesmen who like happen to play music, to help sell the T-shirts.
It's like a shtick.
You bring them in so they buy the T-shirts.
Traveling like gypsy merch, like
the music's your sales pitch.
Like, it's like, hey, music, buy the merch. Hey, I'll see you next town.
Yeah.
basically, right?
Damn,
Yeah, their
that's
designs.
got a couple colors on it. Jesus Christ.
That's sick. It looks good.
That is sick.
I like their art a lot.
That probably cost
Or
a
your
decent
art.
amount to print that. Like
Yeah.
that's got so many freaking colors on it.
Have we already talked about the origin of the name of that band?
I've told like a
Isn't like
dozen people
Lucy
in the last
like
3 days, but
a missing link?
yeah, but I think it's a reference to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I think
Oh,
There's
that's
a
right.
character named.
We
Where
went
did
over
Logistic Slaughter come from? What was that? What was the
That was an ex-member's idea taken from a aborted song.
okay?
Oh, shit.
Logistic Slaughter. The funny thing is like I don't know. I've never really actually been that much into the name, but it's just we've had it forever, so I'm like, oh, whatever.
I actually
I've
really
never-
like the name.
I've never met anybody who is actually super stoked on their band name. Like everybody
That is-
wants to change it, basically.
So just as a funny thing, so okay, like we used to say Summer Slaughter, you know, and I was thinking about this earlier, and I was like, we used to make this joke, like, oh, Summer's laughter, you know,
yeah.
and I was like, logistics laughter, like, you know.
Oh, okay.
But it was just, I was just a play on words, not like you guys are laughing at you or anything.
No.
You guys are-
Casey's got to break.
we did that.
He's like, I'm not laughing. I swear to God, I'm not laughing.
I'm just yeah. But yeah, anyways, yeah.
No, totally. That's
Logistics laughter.
Yeah.
I mean, we
I'm
always,
done.
you know, like
That's actually the name of the band. You guys have been fucking it up the whole time.
The space goes there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was like kind of a fun thing on those big tour, like those not big tours where there's a lot of bands. Like we would always like sit back, and it came from like touring with Cephalic and stuff, but like really getting like just making fun of bands names, like or actually even Deeds of Flesh, I think was where it started. We're like
Dudes
we're
Are
trying
Fresh.
to like dudes are fresh, yeah. And like
Dudes that fish.
No,
Dudes that Felch.
dudes who fish. That was
dudes
who
that
fish.
Felch. There's
Dudes that Felch.
there's
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
fucking syphilitic garbage. I don't know. For the trying to think, Dying
Yeah,
Fetus was Crying Penis was pretty good for Dying Fetus. Crying Penis. I think that was Leonard that made that up. I don't want to take that.
That's great.
But we would try to make some shit up. There was I don't know. There's other ones I can't really say on here, but there's Whitechapel because like we were trying so hard to find one for Whitechapel. We're just like, I don't know, like brown chapped hole. Like I don't know, we're like trying as hard as we could do because for
that was like
Decrepit
Bills.
Birth was Decrepit Birth was like a hard one to make one up for. It was like we basically came up with like there was these French guys that were like, oh, Secret Bird, they called us, and we just I don't know, like Secret Bird, and they're like all laughing, like they're like, we got you, Secret Bird, we got you. I'm like, damn,
This is a
you guys-
very funny joke in French.
Yeah, maybe in a French accent it works.
yeah.
Secret bird.
They loved it, and I was like, if you guys love it, I love it, dude. That's how we're
saw it
doing
on
it.
the flyer. We're just like sick.
Have you guys heard of that band Secret Oyster?
No.
dude.
It's like a prog fusion band. I think maybe from France. I'm not even sure. Or Italy or something.
It might be the guys that they saw at that show, dude.
Yeah, who
They've
knows?
just been like, you know what, dude? We're gonna take this and run with it.
Brain ass, dude.
Brain ass, dude.
I like Hate Storm Annihilation. That's a pretty sick
That's
band.
That
pretty sick.
actually is dope.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was a
Once you
wild ass name.
put it in your memory, and then you're like, Hate Storm Annihilation. Yeah, dude.
Like Logistic Slaughter sounded like a band. Like I heard the name originally, and I was like, oh, like my brain like just made these memories up, like of because it sounds like an old school like band name that I should know. You know what I mean?
It
sounds
actually,
like
to me,
it
I'll be honest,
flows
it sounds
perfect.
like an album name, Logistic Slaughter.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I just thought I immediately thought like, oh, they must have like grown up playing shows with Exhumed or something. It's like immediately what my brain went to, like just made up a memory, just completely because it sounds so old school and
Good name then. Never mind.
no, I think it was immediately like I was like that's like I felt like offended I didn't know. I was like, what the fuck? Like I should know that band. I like looked it up. I'm like, oh
it
shit.
flows. Yeah, it flows off the tongue nice. It makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
It sounds like a
Logistic.
thrash like root kind of to it. You know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of thrashy
Awesome
sounding.
helps with that, you know.
Which
Definitely.
I think is cool. You know, dig it.
Definitely. So are you guys? So you guys are working on new stuff, getting it started. Are you guys? What's the next show or something? Do you have anything planned, or is there anything in the works?
Yeah, so not too much that we can dispel now, but we don't really have too much booked. We have one show booked out all the way summer next year, but we actually do have kind of new label situation that I don't think we can divulge now. Maybe I could talk to you guys after the podcast about it. But
Nice.
so that's exciting. We kind of have some support there, and then just
How do with how you guys feel with your situation you're in right now versus what you think is going to be with this new situation? Are you guys moving in a more positive direction? That's really what it is. It's like you're working with labels. Like as the artist, you're always getting fucked.
Yeah,
you're always getting fucked. Dude.
That's why it kind of cracks me up with I mean, it's like obviously part of the thing you're supposed to do, but like, I brought it up on an old podcast, but like when something's about to happen, they're like, we can't divulge, we have stuff we can't tell you either. But it's like, we can't tell you, dude. And you're just like, ooh, I want to know.
And the thing that you want to say is like, you're the least part of it because
it's like, dude, we can't wait to do this thing where we're going to be negative $500 after we're done.
We can't wait for everybody else to make money off of us. Dude.
Yeah.
We got a creation. We've been working on it for a long time. We can't wait until somebody else makes money off of it.
yeah. Until we're negative, dude. I can't tell you. I want to be negative, but I can't tell you how much right off the bat. But
that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, another thing that we need to touch on that we've touched on many times on the show is, have any of us really started playing music for the money? None of us. We started playing it because we had a deep connection with it in some form or other, Well,
in the very beginning, it was like maybe pay the rent. Maybe it wasn't like make money. It was like survival funds. Maybe it's like, do I have to get a job? Like
that's more
of
in the experimental stage, though, dude. That's
it's the beginning.
Can we do this and still survive? That's the experimental stage, which we all went through it, and I think that most of us think that you can survive it that way, but it's
like how long are you willing?
Yeah,
I always looked at it like how can you like spend your time like when we were young, like touring and stuff. It was like, oh, that's just we're gonna spend our time doing this. Like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend my time, and then it was like, oh, but that's like not creating the money that I need to like because I'm getting older and stuff. But like, but it was like back then it was like no question. It was like, oh, we have shows coming up. We got to practice. Like I'm gonna spend my time doing that. Like.
Well,
time
it actually,
is money, apparently.
But it seems like at that point, like money isn't as important to
but it's not
young adolescent us.
Yeah, and it's not why you're doing the music at all. Like from the beginning, that's what I'm saying. Is like it's just totally about you just want to play and you want to be like on stage or you want to like record and like write and stuff. Like, and then like. It's like, oh, if we make some money, that like allows us to like spend our time doing that.
It is somewhat selfish if you guys really look at it. Like all of us, we're all musicians. We're all fucking selfish. We're looking for that great feeling on stage, where you feel like everybody's in the fucking pocket and you're just nailing your shit.
Yeah, it's a drug kind of.
That it is, dude. We're all chasing that little streak, and however long that streak lasts, whether it be seconds or minutes on a set. Like that's really all we're chasing.
And the best part about like being in the bands that we've been in and stuff like that is like the like newer generation coming in and having these same like grandiose like feelings about what's going to happen, or if they get on tour or stuff like that. Like I just need to get on tour, man. I just need to fucking. It's like it's like, all right, let's be real about this real quick. Let's not like don't put chips all in. Like let's be smart about it. Just like have a plan. Don't be like. Fuck
Fantasies
it. Like,
are fucking fun, dude. Fantasies are fun as shit.
Oh, totally.
But it's still a fantasy. Like,
quicksand porn, totally. But I mean, no. I know what you're saying though. It's definitely like and there's people like Jared from Archaic. I mean, he's got a good marketing job and stuff. But like, I talked to him about it, and he's my age, and he still has the fire that we were like kids and had. You know what I mean? Like he still has it. Like he's like. He looks at different ways of marketing. He's like trying to like reinvent the game a little bit too. So he's also like trying to like have different ways to make money and stuff like that on the road. And he's
which is what you need now if you actually want to like.
It's cool. Yeah.
Have a chance.
Like flyer for
think
NFT.
outside of the box. I already said outside of the box one other time in this podcast, but think outside of the podcast. Outside the podcast.
Definitely outside the podcast.
All right, I've had 5 White Claws now, but outside of the box,
We got a full claw,
outside of
a
the
full hand.
outside of the White Claw case, think outside of the White
Wolverine.
Claw case.
Look out, dude.
Fuck it, you guys know where I was going with that. Where I'm not
did.
gonna finish it. You guys know where I was going.
Yeah,
So-
you're saying you got to try to find something new, something that's gonna like. You can't just do the same old thing. You got to try something a little different.
And to be ambitious to make those moves and to make those moves and know that there might be times where you swing and miss.
And that's why we're
Yeah.
announcing the first Cali Death NFT.
yeah. That
You
could be
can
a
get-
Yeah,
We gotta
before
get it.
merch, we're gonna get into
dude,
NFTs.
An
which
entire
I don't even
episode.
I got
have
it.
for
any
you.
fucking clue about that.
We
shit.
have to find a way to connect Findom to death metal. That is the answer.
We will financially dominate you.
find out corpse
Yeah,
grinders.
Yes.
To make our record now.
We get
Corpse
like
grinders, thousands
Oh,
of
yeah.
dollars in debt.
what you do is you send pictures to like the person like, hey, look at all this money I spent like on recording this like brutal shit.
dude. I think you're onto something.
Three
And then
new
you
guitars.
reimburse me, and they will. They'll
No, you're onto something. So this, I think, is
You
what
don't
it is.
even
'cause there's-
understand how that
like,
shit is crazy.
Imagine because like it starts with Findom, and then it
Whole
becomes
world.
like, and then like it comes like Bandom, where they're like, dude, I want to buy all their merch.
Bandom,
And, like,
dude.
you
Well,
put out
well,
merch,
David and
they
I
want-
had Friendom the other day.
Reverse band dom,
they want to buy all your merch. They want to buy anything you can, and they'll like whatever, dude. It's like $900 a piece. So I'm like, dude, dominate me, motherfucker. Like $500.
Dominate me. Yes, dude.
So
Let's
these
get
fetishes
in on
Out
that.
in the end for death metal. I'm just saying, there's a evolution that can happen where someone wants to dominate a band. Like, I mean,
It's like-
get dominated
it's
by
How
it.
funny would that be for those guys who have been in it for years? Like, I've been into Findom since the 80s, dude. And then all of a sudden, like,
He's like, I hate your band. I bought all the albums. Fuck.
and
Yeah,
all
he's
of a
a fuck
sudden,
you. I bought
like,
everything.
Fucking
You
these
know?
death metal guys are like, fucking buy
Dude.
all my merch, dude. You're just like, where
Yeah.
did this fetish go, dude? I was there in the 80s, dude. It was all clean and proper, and now
It's kind of like it's like us playing death metal in like the mid 2010 up to 2010 or whatever. It's like all of a sudden watch death metal be like the biggest fucking genre in the world. All of a sudden, like after we like get out of it, we're like, we're done. And then it's like number one's like fucking, like some like Rivers of Nile's like number 2
Yeah,
on,
totally.
on Billboard or something like that. I don't know. You never know.
If they had TRL
All right,
still,
okay.
it'd be all death metal videos.
Oh yeah.
No, I want more Findom stuff from Casey.
Oh, dude.
I mean, I can keep going, but I just feel like I'm talking. I mean, what do you guys think?
Can I ask
Spencer.
about
Yeah, what do you guys think?
I was
Michael-
literally going to say, I have no idea where we are in this fucking conversation. That's what I was going to say.
I have
We're
a way.
Yeah.
I have an out. I want to
Thank
ask Michael about what's going on with cartilage also, because we saw you guys.
Yeah, dude. Which was, by the way, my first live experience out of the pandemic, and it was such a resurgence of that live metal energy that I hadn't had in a long time, dude. And I was fucking moving that whole fucking show, dude. My body was involuntarily moving that whole show.
Fuck yeah, dude. Thanks, man. I'm happy that we're able to provide that for you. Sorry, my cat's like scratching shit in the background. I hope it's
Nah, dude. We welcome the pets, dude.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, dude, that show was so much fun. I think that was our first show back too. And we have a couple more shows booked kind of coming down the line. Cartilage is doing well. We actually recorded a record that we've been sitting on since before COVID. And we were kind of just like buying our time because we wanted to really make sure we could like try to play some shows around it. Especially since I'm sure you guys kind of picked up the vibe, but Cartilage is such a live band. So to have that sort of live like support behind it was really crucial for us. So we actually ended up writing and recording an entire EP during this thing and releasing it first, which came out in actually a year ago, December of last year, to kind of bide our time for the record we've been sitting on. And it's looking like it's finally going to come out come spring or summer. I don't want to like announce probably too much beyond that, but I'm excited to finally get that out because that's something we've all been sitting on that we've been like proud of. And
Totally,
yeah.
dude. I was just gonna bring up what you just said, that Cartilage is a live band. So that actually surfaced a question that I've had for many years. A gore band what is it about the visual aspect of a live show that you like? Exhumed has always been this theatric gore, like the same thing with following abused, like there's entrails all over the stage and shit like that. It's
Is
like
Exhumed the OG? They're the OG.
they're not
for
the
that?
OG.
They're
Like,
one.
I would, I would say Carcass is the OG,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, for like doing like live crazy stuff, like gore, like a gore presentation.
Oh, okay.
live.
Just you're talking about live. I don't know. I just know Exhumed has always had that fucking extra live theatric aspect to their shows. How many times I've seen them at the Pound, it's always been like a theatric thing. And with gore, it's like, I guess I mean I'm answering my own question right now, really, with like the visual aspects of gore movies and other things. It's like the visual has to come with the music if you're going to be a band of that theme.
Yeah, honestly, like having the gore and like all the clothes and the fucking spikes and the bullet belts, like I think it helps a lot. Like it almost like visually contextualizes the band for people, if that makes sense. Like it just instantly gives them like a reference point, like, oh, okay. And like especially with Cartilage, it's supposed to be fun. It's pretty tongue in cheek, like you said. It's totally about like those '80s like horror splatter films. That's like all the stuff we love, and we try to bring that visually and into the music, So yeah, I think it's interesting being in kind of both bands and both bands being so different, But yeah, the visual element's like a huge part of it, and honestly, it's so much fun. I really like that part of it with Cartilage, and Cartilage is a lot more straightforward, but it's also just super fast and rip and grind, So it's
for a guy like you, the obviously the theatrics and the visual aspect of it comes second. You're into Cartilage, playing Cartilage for the music first. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of a mixture of both. Like it's really about, I would say, the live show for me with Cartilage, but in both aspects, with the visual and the music too. Because I mean, it's fun, playing with like Adam, my drummer behind me, just doing blistering like hammering blast beats. It's like a very like fucking powerful feeling. So just like jamming out on fucking power chords, fast riffs, covered in blood, able to like windmill is fucking so much fun. It's kind of almost like I guess with like Logi, I'm trying to think about how they can. Or with Logistic, I'm trying to think of how I can like contribute to the metal lexicon, as sappy as that sounds or whatever, like trying to create my own niche. And with the Cartilage, it's almost like my contribution to that. I feel like it's like I'm kind of paying like homage to all the metal I grew up with and like love,
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know. That's kind of, I feel like it sounds corny or whatever. But
And I don't mean this as a diss to Cartilage or at all, but I want to know when it comes to Cartilage or Logistic Slaughter, what band are you thinking more when you're performing?
Oh, I definitely have to be a little bit more engaged for Logistic because it's just so technical.
Yeah.
But
that's what I figured.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know it's like with Logistic, there's a lot of like unorthodox kind of like chord shapes and stuff that make it like really, really challenging. I have to be kind of focused. But with Cartilage, I can really kind of have fun, let loose, just like headbang and go nuts. Although like some of that shit gets really fast, so I do have to like keep on my shit. I need to make sure I'm not like cramping up or whatever. But I mean, both are super fun, and I love both bands for basically different reasons. And honestly, I'm like, I don't think I would be in two different bands if it wasn't for the fact that both bands are so like utterly different, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They like really satisfy completely different things for me. If that
totally, dude. That totally makes sense. I mean, I'm a man of many masks, so I can understand like I divide myself up greatly across several different things. So to be able to put yourself into one thing and just be like, F all the other things right now, I'm just going to do that. And then be like, oh, I'm going to try out this little sliver of my pie. I love that shit, dude, for sure. Like I love mixing it all together too, but that is super cool. And another thing that I just wanted to think about, or I wanted to ask, was Spencer, coming out of the last project into Logistic, did you feel like you were tested, you needed to step up your game, or is there things that happened in Logistic that made you start moving in other directions as a bass player? All that stuff.
Oh, it's definitely a test of skill to be in this band. Like, you have to be like Kenny and Mike are just fucking. They're on gear 6 constantly. It's just pedal to the metal the whole show, and you have to be able to do it for 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I definitely felt like my technical chops were extremely pushed. Like, Hatestorm Annihilation was a very technically like challenging band, in that there was a lot of fast parts and a lot of times a lot of technical parts, but Logistic is just with the changes in like time signature and tempo and like Mike was saying, the chord shapes and stuff like that, and you have to be thinking the whole time. It is a very, very much a cerebral experience as well as a physical one. Like,
a lot goes on in 23 minutes or so. That live video that I watched.
Yeah, I don't even know how many notes we play. I don't think I want to. It's too many.
Yeah, the bass playthrough is that you put out with the big Yoshi in the background.
Oh yeah, big Yoshi.
Big Yoshi.
I have no idea how much that warms Spencer's heart that you get that right.
Dude, I was the first comment. All I wrote, I didn't even mention the bass playing. I just wrote big Yoshi. But obviously, I watched it. So.
Thanks.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up, dude. And the playthrough videos, I love watching just random bands with their playthroughs, because they're literally like saying, yo, we can play this, check it out.
Yeah,
that's
I feel like
cool
actually Trevor's got a different perspective on the playthrough videos, but he's all about mystery. He like wants mystery in the music. So like with there's that, he's a big Tool guy, so like there's that one Danny Carey playing Pneumo all the way through, like it's professionally shot. It's like there's like a couple other kind of bootlegger ones, but for Tool, they like don't put out anything. Like they're kind of just like, dude, he's all, dude, I don't want to play through because I want to feel it and like understand it in my brain and stuff like that, not
all
see
right.
it.
I understand.
I'm just saying, I'm just giving you the contrarian.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And I was gonna back that in one aspect of, I'm not the one who listens to singles. I'm not the one who downloads the album before it comes out. When an album comes out, I listen to it front to back with the correct way to listen to it.
As he does. Yep.
I give it all respect, dude. Like,
I don't do that.
I still have not listened to the new, not 1 second of the new Cynic yet, because I have not had enough time to sit down front to back. I want to give it all that. I don't want to go 12 minutes in and then have to stop because I got to go wipe a kid's ass or some shit like that,
I gotta make Cynic, man, like Cynic, like that's the album's an experience. I definitely agree with that. Like, not with all bands I need that, but with some, like, I like to have that back to front experience, and I think that's important to like kind of write with that in mind too, at least for me.
And I know that's not really the norm nowadays with Spotify and all these ways that you just go to the popular song and all this kind of, or shuffle and all this kind of, it's fine, dude. I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying, like, how I came up was, you buy an album and you sit with it. You go, you press play, and then you wait until it's done. Unless it's something horrible, then you're just like, fuck it, dude. I got to sell it back to Amoeba. But
we've definitely talked about this. We've talked about like because for me, like, hearing the different perspective of you and Trevor and stuff like that, like, of listening, like, there'll be a new single out. I'm like, dude, they released a new song. He'll be like, don't play it loudly because I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? He wants to hear the full thing. And I always was like, what? I mean, I don't get why. Like, what are you talking about? And then, like, the one thing that really resonated with is that, like, once the album comes out, I'm immediately going into that song. I'm like, I know this song, so it's comfortable. Like, it's a comfortable song. And I'm like, oh, it's track 4, but it's like comfortable for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'll listen to the other stuff and it doesn't have anything in context to me because I know the song that was released, like, front and back. Like, I know, and I don't know any of the other songs. So it kind of like ruins the full experience a little bit because I don't get by the end of the album cycle, let's say a year later, that song is my least favorite song, the one that came out, because I've like listened to it so many times. Like, I mean, I still love it, but it's like I've heard it too much. Like, I don't. It's already like done now. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll find some random song I like now, and that's my song. You know what I mean?
Where I disagree with Trevor, though, is the playthroughs after I already had the experience with the album. If I've had the experience with the album and I connect with it and I want to understand how things that I hear happened, I will watch the playthrough. I'll watch the drummer to figure out, oh, dude, that's how he does that fill at that point. Or that's how this dude shreds this part at this point. Like I still want to see it executed. You know,
you can like appreciate it in a different way too. I'm sure. Like after you've listened to it, had kind of the big picture experience, you can kind of focus on the individual musicianship and the details.
It's also it's the way to do it nowadays. It's like, you know, with CDs gone and stuff like that. Like there's only certain amounts of ways you can like show your music to people. Like if you can do it on YouTube, we can do it on something. You like somehow show them that like they can listen to the song and watch the bass a little louder. They can hear the guitar a little louder. Like watch, you know, a drum video or something like that. They're like, you know, get to watch them jam out. And
I think that comes from like the back in the day when you buy an album, you're like, oh, dude, this band fucking rips. They're fucking perfect. And then you go see them live and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I heard the album, you guys didn't do it anywhere near the album. And this is my experience now. So there's these bands that are like, oh, okay, we recorded the album. Here's our proof that we can do it. And then come see us on the road. And then they have to prove it again out on the road. And some bands do. And then you're like, oh, dude, this band's fucking serious. They got the album, they did the playthrough, and I seen it live, and it was all fucking tits, dude. Fucking this band.
There's also a dynamic that isn't really talked about enough, I think, with death metal or metal or whatever. Any kind of crazy, fast, distorted, which is usually metal, but is like the sound quality at the venue. Like a lot of people like go like, oh, they sucked, and I'm like, well, I was watching them, they were nailing it. Sounded like shit, but I heard they were playing it perfectly, and that's basically like. How
was Dude's Garage sound? What was that place called? Dude's Garage?
You got it, and it was not great. We tried our best, but
it's probably better than like a big.
We tried to soundproof it and shit, but it's just like too much noise in a small space. It was definitely just like, it was too much. Good question.
yeah. It's. I mean, this is the deaf guy talking too with the, you know, like I went and saw last week. I missed the podcast because of Mastodon Opeth with Carrie and Trevor.
We didn't get a rundown of that either, too. So
well, for me, I mean, it's like it takes a special kind of a fucking engineer to make a big room like that sound good, especially with metal, because distortion is a son of a bitch, and it will turn into fucking white noise really quick. So if you're playing that big of a room, I don't think I think it's 2021 and we don't have technology to make that sound good yet. I don't think it like, and when you're playing in like a humongous room like that, there has to be like something like there has to be speakers on like every other aisle that are shooting in a certain way. Like there's got to be something to make that sound good, because to me, I'm like, I know the song, so I'm like, okay, that sounds familiar, so I'm headbanging into that, you know what I mean? But it's like it's still just white noise with like some sick. The drum sounds sick, but like everything else, like the guitars and stuff like that, and the vocals. I mean, vocals sound great too. Just the
you just distortion. Made me think something like little tiny hidden monitor speakers every fucking fifth row or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like turn down the stage volume. I mean, I'm saying that's the way to do it probably, but it's still, you'd run into fucking obstacles with that too. It's not just gonna be like, we're done. Like if you're like put a speaker on every, or like maybe you see one of those raves, those silent raves where they all have headphones on and they're just on, and there's like, it's all quiet and they're all dancing and shit and it looks fucking wacky as shit. I think that's like,
I'd like to be the dude without headphones in that, dude. Like for real, like walk around.
Oh no, I've been actually in Sacramento one time. I went on a date with a girl and we went to a fucking bar that had a silent rave there, and it was just people just going like, you just hear like people like slapping their hands. They were like getting down, like they were
glow
so
sticks
down with
and
it.
shit. And
when the drop would happen, they would all be like, oh. Probably actually that would be one of the funniest. That's one of the funnier things I've ever watched. That's like
I would fucking kill to go have a beer with all of us, all 6 of us right now.
Oh man.
If we all could just leave our house right now and go to a silent rave, but they're out of headphones, dude. And we just still pay the cover, go get a beer and just talk outside of everybody else having their silent rave, dude.
Well, I went to the place and they're like, "Oh, it's $20 for headphones." I'm like, "Fuck that, dude. I'm just gonna go to the bar, dude. I'm gonna fucking watch you guys. Like, I'm not gonna fucking silent rave with you guys." But no, it's actually, I don't know. There's not really, like, back to the point. There's not really like I don't think in a bigger room, I just think distortion just bounces off everything so much. It's already distorted. So it's like, obviously, logistically, there's really not a way. There's really not a way to make that sound good. I don't think I mean, Opeth sounded pretty good. Mastodon was just kind of white noise. But
really?
I mean, where we were
A
sitting,
wall of sound type deal?
we were sitting. You have to be in the very front, or that's about it. Like, if you want to be in like the back where sound has a chance to bounce off the roof and both the sides of the fucking venue, then it just turns into white noise to me. This was Fox Theater in Oakland.
Oh, for sure. That place normally sounds good, but yeah, like I agree. Like, I don't know.
The drums sounded amazing and the vocals sounded so good. The drums sounded like better than any album I've ever heard. Like, it was insane. But just the distortion of the guitar, I don't know. I'm just going off on that. But that's basically like where I think I'm just surprised there hasn't been some sort of invention or something in 2021 to like fix that.
Dude, I trust your right ear, dude.
Left.
No, it's a left ear. Fuck. And you know what's so funny is before I said that, I was like,
shot.
I got a 50-50 shot, dude.
Yeah. It's always been like that for me. I'm just like if it's a band I love, I make it work. My brain jumps onto it.
Do you stand sideways? Do you stand sideways to where you're staring at the wall, but your ears facing the stage?
I have a mono ear. I can hear both sides. I can hear both things pretty well, especially.
Do you stand at an angle to where that one's forward?
I will sometimes. I'll move and be like, all right, it sounds a little better over here. But like, yeah, even one of the people I was with turned around and just like organically was like, this sounds like shit. And I was like, I know. Like, it's like, but that song's sick though, right? They played that song. That's sick. You know what I mean? But like, just like, honestly, it sounds like shit. Like, I think it doesn't sound like, I mean, for a really distorted metal band, it sounds like shit.
Mastodon is one of those big sound type metal bands that they need a big space or a really good sound engineer.
They sound amazing outdoors. It was whenever I've ever heard them, they sound amazing outdoors. For like,
I saw them at Warfield and they crushed at Warfield. That's
where a bigger
up in the balcony.
Really?
Front row.
See, I think it takes a kind of an engineer. It's like a special engineer that can fucking dial that in. Someone like walks around, knows how the fucking sound works. But yeah, anyways, that's just kind of a tangent. But yeah, I feel like it'll get there.
I think we've been in this tangent for like 45 minutes.
Dude, it's 3 a.m, dude. What the fuck?
I wanted to ask, because last question was Michael's other band. I don't know if you've got more, but I've been secretly checking out all of Spencer's other projects. I'm like, what the fuck? You're in like 3 other pretty sick ass bands, dude. Like, can you tell us about The Offering, Zero Dawn? I guess those 2 bands at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Metal Archives. What up?
Yeah, dude. No, that's what I do. I'm the Metal Archives guy. I think everyone should have it open, but anyway, go. Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. I'm just fucking around because I was doing the bingo card shit.
Yeah, Metal Archives.
So yeah, The Offering is I guess kind of my quote unquote main project. That's the one that I've been with the longest. It's almost a power metal band. We're very close. We're like teetering on the edge of being power metal. Yeah, I love it. We're just about to put out a new album. We're gonna start our album cycle here pretty soon.
You got like the power metal concepts going on with the albums and shit.
These concepts are a little more on the like, calling out shitty people.
All right.
Rather than our vocalist says he's really tired of escapism metal, as he calls it, which is, what a lot of power metal can turn into. So we're
like all metal.
Yeah, that is as well.
Yep.
But yeah, stoked about that.
They're signed to Century Media, right?
Yeah.
Oh
nice.
Shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That one's super fun. And then Zero Dawn is like an online project that I've done with one buddy from Berkeley, and then another dude who
Berkeley, Cali, or Berkeley, wherever the fuck you went.
Berkeley, Boston. Berkeley, fucking. They spell it weird too.
Yeah, it's got an E at the end, right?
Yeah, it's got 2 E's.
2 E's. Yeah.
Sorry, dude. You're on the Cali Death podcast, dude. I gotta make sure.
He's like, I got Berkeley on my hat, bro. This is from Berkeley, dude.
God. Ugh.
Jesus.
If I ever
Berkeley-
wore Berkeley merch, you guys could shoot me.
Is it just
I don't
there's
know
Berkeley in
those
Boston and Berkeley in Spain and Madrid or
There's a Berkeley in Spain too.
yeah in Spain, right?
Well,
Yeah,
dude, there's
they have
only
a
one
different
Berkeley
campus.
that's got a dope amoeba in it, dude. So fuck it.
That's true.
I know a bass player as well who went to Berkeley for 1 quarter or semester
Mhm.
and then left. You know,
Thanks,
he was like, shut up, dude. I'm not revealing anyone. And then he called himself a Berkeley trained bass player for like the rest of his career.
Oh yeah, that's what
yeah.
everybody does. Yeah, totally.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Fucking
grip, man.
but
That's
he
the
is
grip.
fucking insane at bass though. So I'll give him that.
Okay, I
He's
need
one of the best.
I need a post pod talk about who you guys are talking about. All right,
That's post pod.
post pod. We
Well,
got a lot of post pod shit. We got
So Zero Dawn, I literally have been checking them out. This band is sick as fuck. Black and Tech Death. Dude, I'm gonna listen to the rest of this.
Tech Death.
Putting it
Yeah.
on right now.
All right, I've heard Black and Death, but I've never really heard the Black and.
This
Tech
does
Death.
seem like escapism metal, though. To be honest, I
Oh,
must
yeah.
say,
Absolutely.
yeah.
What does that mean again? Escapism metal? What does that mean?
Oh, just
Like,
Trying
Escapism
to
in
get away
general.
from
You're just like
day-to-day
getting
life.
away from.
Whoa! I
yeah.
heard like 6 voices at once. Sorry. So wait.
it's like the band tries to dominate you.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Exactly. We
Oh,
take
no.
all your
Come on.
money.
Financially.
No, seriously.
Like why I watch sports is escapism. It's like I want to get away from the day-to-day life. I don't want to
Yeah,
hear politics.
so, like-
I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anyone's
Oh, it's
opinions.
like-
I just
like
want to get
power
the fuck
metal
away.
bands battle dragons to get rid
Oh,
of
okay.
their
That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
escapism, like-
existential angst. You know.
Yeah.
in the valley of the shadow of the dragons, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah. Okay, thank you. I wanted to clarify.
All
Continue.
right, yeah, I'm gonna listen to the rest of this single as soon as. Well, you know what? The thing is, it's Bandcamp, so I can't turn it down quiet. It's like, why doesn't Bandcamp
Zero Dawn
have a
is
fucking
sick.
volume control knob, dude?
I'm listening to it right now. It's sick. Zero Dawn.
Oh, thank
right.
you, dude.
Sick.
This is the weird new thing that happens during this thing that people start listening to music. I'm like, dude, I figured
it's
out
weird
how
to
to
me.
fucking get this working and the microphone and the headphones working. And I'm cool now. Now you guys are listening to music while we're doing
But
this.
also, you're like raising like 300 kids and have like a wife and like you're doing all this other shit that we're
I'm
not
fucking,
doing. So.
I'm totally Mormon, dude. I got a kid for every month for the first
Swab 'em
3
out.
years that Bryce and I have been together. Dude.
Like you're doing shit that I am just
I
like
got
in awe of.
36 kids, dude,
Yeah.
named after each month that they've been born in.
When's December coming up? No, I mean, yeah, that's like it's just a different form of something that we're not, you technology for us probably like
No, I know,
you,
dude. I
you're
just
Italian
was
and
thinking,
just sort of like, dude, pizza
I'm
and
not-
the kids.
I'm Sicilian. I'm Sicilian, and I think I'm more Irish than Sicilian, dude.
Really? Have you done your
Yeah.
DNA?
I think I'm definitely more Irish than Sicilian.
Oh, my whole life's a lie.
Wait, what's that
Anyways.
joke? It's like I'm Irish and I'm Italian, which means I like to fight and I can.
Yeah, no, it's literally, that's what's up, dude. No, my family literally just adopted the Sicilian lifestyle, and that's just how we lived. Super loud and eating tons of carbs, dude. You know,
You guys bandwagoned on? Okay. So you guys were like, that team's
drink
doing pretty
wine,
good.
eat a lot of fucking pasta and garlic bread, and fucking.
No,
make sure that you're heard.
I'm
Makes
jealous
me
of your
That's why I
family,
cut
man.
off. That's why I cut off all these people on these podcasts, dude. Because I was just born to like
Exactly.
be heard.
No, exactly. You guys have these dinners all the time where it's like the whole fucking family at the fucking table.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
someone's gotta
35
say-
people.
No, that's why I totally understand when you do that. I'm like, okay, well, there's like a fucking table that's like a football field long. It's like someone's like the fucking cousin's talking too much
Yeah,
about like
dude.
their fucking makeup or something.
If I
You're
gotta
like,
if I gotta tell my nana about odious mortem, dude, I gotta fucking speak up, dude.
And she's like, huh? And you got to speak up even louder.
Yeah. Totally.
I use your hands to get attention too.
Oh, dude,
God.
you see me do the intro of these things. I've watched it, dude. My hands do this the whole fucking time, dude. I only watch the intros of these things to make sure I get through it, and my hands are just doing this the whole fucking time, dude.
It's like he took ASL in college, so he's also signing it too.
I don't even know what you're
man.
talking about. I don't even know.
It's ASL,
nobody
dude.
knows what the fuck we're talking about right now, dude.
They're too busy laughing at how hilarious we. I'm just kidding.
I think it makes sense, but
it all makes sense. The logistics are there, dude.
it won't.
The
soon.
logistics
So-
are there.
So maybe it's time to wrap, so we can post pod for a little bit.
Yeah, we should post pod.
We're like,
All right,
"Dude,
guys.
Where's my car of podcasts? We're like, wait, what were we talking about? Where's my car? Like, oh yeah,
He's just like, what the fuck? I didn't say that drummer talk shit. Fuck, no.
dude. Oh, dude, guess what happened to me today?
But
So I fucking go to Guitar Center to get some drum heads, and I'm all distracted because some other stuff with trying to get this job, it didn't work out, and I was all like, oh, like my brain was somewhere else, and I was like getting the drum heads, and I got all the stuff, and then I like paid for it. And then I just go stand like at the checkout line, like in the front, just like with my receipt, like standing there, like, and I'm like, oh shit, I already paid. It took me like 2 minutes to figure it out. And then I like walk out. I was just like,
Just pay
oh,
again. You're
shit.
like, all right, dude, I'm good now. I'm for
Like,
sure good now.
all right,
I paid twice.
Fuck.
I'm a victim of that, dude. Like asking for
Yeah.
cash back, and then you just leave before they give you your cash. and
Oh,
they're just-
dude, yeah.
They're just like, wait, do you want your cash? And I'm like, yes, I fucking do want my cash, dude.
Yeah.
Like, but you're elsewhere. I hope that nobody else that's listening to this is elsewhere right now.
I think
Probably are.
they're everywhere right now.
Nah, we're all everywhere, dude. That's how
always.
humans work.
Quick shout out. I remembered shout out to Ontogeny for playing with us in Cupertino, Nate and
Dude.
the homies.
Nate,
Always
I
sick.
always, every and forever will say Ontogeny is the shit. And if you're hearing that name for the first time right now, listening to this, first thing you do after you get off this is go to Ontogeny's. Google Ontogeny, dude.
and Logistic Slaughter Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
no,
I'm not being a dick.
No,
I
but
didn't mean to be a dick.
Real quick, actually, on no, that's I was just trying to be a dick. But the Ontogeny, like I like before the shows, they were posting stuff and they had a singer, right? It wasn't Nate anymore.
Yeah, no, it was just a guest singer. They covered a Meshuggah song and he
Oh,
came up
okay,
and did
okay.
guest.
Okay,
It was really sick. I have the whole song live recorded actually.
fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Shout
Nate's
out
still
to
throwing it down.
Nate's still throwing it down. Shout out to Harley from Ominous Ruin for letting me borrow
Oh, yeah.
his kit each night, and we
I've stayed,
played on the
I've stayed
same
at his
kit.
house. I've stayed at his house 2 times. So
Yeah.
shout out to Harley for his couch. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I hope you found the lost equipment from that last show.
He lost some shit.
Very, very small thing. I hope you found it.
Fuck. See, that's another thing about you drummers, dude. You
Whoever's
have
got his drum
much
key.
more to you have so much more to think about than
Yeah.
me. I have to bring a microphone.
And thanks to everybody who helped me load things on and off stage, and that was a lot of help. Thanks to everyone who bought a shirt and supported us. And yeah, dude, we're gonna do some more shows with Ominous Ruin. We're planning them. So if you missed this one and you're in California or the West Coast, stay tuned. 2022.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yep. And with that, I'm ready to sign off. And
Yeah,
so-
dude. And I was gonna say shout out to anybody who bought some Logistic Slaughter merch at those shows and that you guys did together. I want a Logistic Slaughter shirt.
Oh yeah, you asked for this, so here it
We'll
is.
hook it up. Once we have more merch, we're kind of low.
What do you got, Joseph? What is that? Oh,
About
he
to-
disappeared on
Joseph
that.
said it's for you. I
think
think he can work out the
He's for me?
logistics of sending it to you.
yeah,
Slaughter
he's working on
Logistics to get it to me, dude.
Yeah.
He's on UPS's website. Right
It looks
right
like he
now.
just left. Like
It
he just
literally
went to
is. It's
go.
like check
He put
this
it-
out.
oh, he put it on.
Oh shit,
Oh,
dude! What up, dude?
Yes.
That's
no
what's up,
nips,
dude.
but I'm still satisfied.
All
I
right.
would love to watch myself curl in a mirror with
All
that
right,
on.
all you ladies that are watching this right now, you need to go to the YouTube and check out Joseph the Professor. Dude, you getting buff, bro?
Oh,
Yeah,
what's
look
up,
at
dude?
you.
See that shoulder definition, dude?
I know.
Wow,
What the
look at
fuck?
that.
Damn,
That's-
are you
that's
doing,
only-
doing
man.
knees. He's doing knees.
That's
with
that's
weights.
flipping through those textbooks, dude. You just flip through those textbooks, dude. That back and forth motion, that side to side. You
By
get
the
it,
way,
dude.
sorry, he's already married. So you guys know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
She's a lucky woman, Joseph.
I still can't play as fast as Jason, so I don't feel good about myself.
He's like,
but,
I have zero things out of my arm's way, and I still can't do it, dude.
I got to hit the gym again, though. It's been a while.
That's what's up, dude.
But yeah, no, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate your time, your stories, and yeah, we're big fans, and we're gonna fucking rep your shit. And
Yeah, dude. And again, just rattle off all those band names so people can start searching for recordings and shit. That's what I would be doing. I love all that old shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I would say just check out our newest record, Lower Forms of Life, and check out the Cartilage EP that just came out about a year ago called Gourmet. Yeah, and thanks for having us, guys. Spencer, did you
Totally,
want to
dude.
shout out any of your stuff?
Yeah, listen to Logistic Slaughter.
Nice,
Listen to
dude.
The Offering. Listen to Zero Dawn. I've been in
Okay.
too many fucking bands.
That's all
I'm
good, dude.
tired.
Hey, rattle them all. What was the last one? The hate.
Oh
one.
yeah, Hate Storm Annihilation.
Boom.
And
Hate Storm
you guys
Annihilation.
for having us on. This has been great.
Oh
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Thanks for putting up with us.
Totally fucking stoked you guys came on, dude. And I couldn't think of a better way to spend my Thursday night. Well, whoever's listening to this, it's your Friday night. So cheers to everybody. Shout out to all you motherfuckers that been coming every single week. I said it in the beginning. I'm saying it again, dude. Like, you know who you are. You've been here with us for a while. We heard everybody who's been here. Shout out to you guys, dude. Cheers. And 59 episodes.
Cheers.
We're almost on 60. 60 is going to be a nice one if it all works out. You guys are going to be excited. All right. Love you guys. I'm super excited about it. Love you guys. Rock on. Cali Death Podcast on all that bullshit. Instagram, Facebook. Hit all the buttons. Ring all the bells. And buy some Logistic Slaughter merch. And have a great weekend. Love you guys.